What is going on, guys? We are back for another DSP video, and today we're going to look at his Rageathon playing Mega Man games. We're going to look at Smart Guys coming back with Triple P. He calls him Triple P. We're going to look at DSP mocking the victims of the California fires, and much, much more. But we start today with that being said, who shows off a chart of DSP's history online. And oh, how the mighty have fallen. Look at this top point right here. Like, look at that. Look how high he was at one point, making all that money. But now, look at the very end. And you see that little bump right there? That little bump is Kino Casino. So in the grand scheme of things, Kino Casino was just a bump in the decade of decline for DSP. Since it is a new year, we're going to look back now at a moment in time when DSP scolded Only Iced Coffee for talking to detractors and doing an interview. This is how he talked to his alpha whale.
Alright, so apparently Only Iced Coffee is saying he has talked to detractors before. He hasn't confirmed that this interview is real, but he says he has talked to the detractors before. Alright, so Only Iced Coffee, allow me to ask you publicly, why would you do that? You do realize that any word you would say to them would be immediately used for drama purposes. Seriously, like anything you say is always absolutely positively twisted for something negative, something dramatic, something bad. I think you're well aware of this, actually, which is what's kind of baffling to me, that you would still talk to them and waste your time and just cause problems for everybody, right? Because you know that's exactly what happens, right? Like, I mean, this is common sense talk here, that the moment you waste time on them is, you know, here comes a million fucking stories about it. Here comes things that this meant this and this meant that and this meant this. Personally, I haven't heard anything these guys are talking about or saying that is you or not. I can't even say, oh, this is you, this isn't, because I don't know. I haven't heard it. I don't care. I don't want to pay attention to it. But why on earth, right, would you be doing that? Do you not understand that that's just a pain in everyone's ass? No, really, like, not only my ass, but everyone who watches these streams. These idiots come on here and talk that, you know, oh, did you see there was an interview? Did you see that this happened? You see the logs? No one cares. Seriously, we're here to sit here and enjoy ourselves and have a good time, right? That's what my streams are about. That's what they've always been about. We're not here for any of this bullshit on the outside. And let's be very honest and transparent up front here. Only Iced Coffee used to be a very huge supporter of this stream, right? Back when I was on Twitch in particular, he used to gift a ridiculous amount of subs. He would tip, he would contribute in many different ways. Then he was a moderator for me for a while, and that helped out a ton, okay? But so much drama got wrapped up with Only Iced Coffee that it became such a hassle. Every day was something talking about him, oh, this and that and this and that. It's like, Jesus, man, like, I just want to fucking come to stream and say, it's time for gaming, it's time for fun, everyone, let's be chill. And every day you get these people coming in saying all this stupid shit. It's like, dude, man, it gets to be so much. Like, I just want to fucking unplug from this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Then we have this comparable tweet here from 2014, DSP. I just purchased a new beastly PC with both an internal and external black magic capture card. Already prepared to hear what I did wrong, LOL. Then we have this from 2024. Today's first stream is live. On the podcast, we'll talk about last night, what went right and wrong with the new PC, and how I'm fixing it. Then I put this out. DSP always talks about how Howard Stern inspired him and shaped his humor and whatnot. And apparently it really did. Because here we have, side by side, Dark Side Phil and Jeff the Drunk. If you think about it, he kind of took a little bit from every whackpacker, even Eric the actor, with his ack, and narcissism with his demands and stuff. Then here's a throwback from the Iron Sheik, rest in peace. Fuck the raisin dick lowlife DSP, he big time jabroni. Wise words from the Iron Sheik. Then we have this comment as well. He turned down the offer to go on LOLCOW Live for $50,000 years ago, only to go on an even worse version of LOLCOW Live, so he can just get picked on behind his back completely for free. God, that's fucking hilarious. Great job, valedictorian. Then we have Nerd Brew here. It's Phil at a computer, and Andy says, no, he is retarded. Then Phil thinks about it, hits the cope button, and then says, oh, Andy is so funny. Then we have Sir Yulene. We have PPP, he calls him PPP. You're a retarded scammer. And DSP, ha, funny Raz, Sir Triple. And then we have Tevin. you're a retarded scammer. And then DSP on the phone with HR, I'm being harassed by criminals. Then we have the Legitimizer, who shows Phil very similar to a Lego cowboy. Then this one will always live rent-free in my head because it's so hilarious. If you're new to the DSP verse, this is an all-time classic one. It's a scam from DSP, but in the most DSP way possible. We have DSP Historical Society. Anyone remember this brilliant scamming moment from DSP?
No. Big Bane did a super chat and said, I'll give you $200 to do 25 push-ups non-stop. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do 25 real push-ups on my floor. I actually did. I actually did do them, but there's no way you could see it because I can't aim the camera to look over there. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, there hasn't been $200 tip. The guy was a liar. I fucking go and do the push-ups and he says, oh, yeah, no, bullshit. You said do the push-ups. I did them. And now you're not gonna fucking, you know, you're not gonna do it because you're an asshole, basically, you know.
So we start off on Sunday where DSP already complaining about YouTube. DSP in his chat. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off slow mode, I guess. Seems like they broke it, idiots. They had slow mode working literally from the day they instituted live streaming 10 years ago. But they idiotically break it in 2025 and don't fix it for days. Typical YouTube coders. Now I want to point out too, every time he says, guys, become a member, you get such things as, you don't have to abide by the slow mode feature. Which, by the way, Phil, you don't really need slow mode for your channel because there's minutes and minutes and minutes of people not talking. Sometimes up to 10 minutes at a time where no one says anything. But of course, you need that slow mode, dude. Then DSP decides to talk about his day off. And he says, he returned 6 items, including 3 boom arms, watch cat play video games / watch Shark Tank, junk removal, oh we'll get to that, threw away trash, got deep dish pizza, and ran errands. What a robust day off, dude. Then of course, he got to the end of his day off segment and kept talking about pizza, and he trailed off and started talking about Pizza Hut pizza from when he was younger. Then DSP was talking about that whole throwaway junk cleaning the house, whatever, and he said he got distracted for the past 10 years that he lived in his condo. That is right. So he's talking about how he never cleaned in the past 10 years, despite last video last week, he said he spent 11 hours cleaning and his body was sore. But now he's saying he never cleaned in the past 10 years. And he never got around to getting rid of the previous owner's stuff and finally cleared out all his clutter that accumulated over the past 10 years. DSP also said he's paying people to take away his crap. And then Reel of the Dead. Wait, what? He paid for a cleaner. That is right. He is so lazy, and now that he's not spending money on upgrades, he's paying people to clean his house. And now in this clip, DSP is now telling people he's paying people to take his crap away. And you know why he's doing that? So now he doesn't have to go to the dump himself. Wasted money.
Oh, that's why. It's a fucking weird big thankfulness bullshit segment.
We've been able to
Man, this dude's so nasty.
put fans into the room.
Gotta fucking induce vomit and have to listen to this shit.
A minor kind of renovation like this, where we can clean everything out and pay someone to come remove all the crap.
Oh, they do want to pay somebody to throw stuff away then.
So just to have it all go in one fell swoop was great. It was very
So they did pay somebody to throw trash away?
So that was where a lot of my
Okay, man. Congrats.
Then in DSP's world, if he didn't play something, if he didn't care about something, it didn't matter, nothing happened, nobody should be talking about it. And this proves his delusion here. DSP said the Switch fizzled out after the first year and nothing was really on it. Nobody really cared about the Switch after that and based it off that he didn't play much on the Switch the last few years. I just want to say, think about all the games DSP has skipped on the Nintendo Switch and you tell me there's no games. Then remember in the last video, he was going to do a 50 gold reward of a viewer's choice. They get to choose what he plays. Well, guess what? Now DSP's going to choose it, not you. So you give him money to choose what game he plays, he gets the money, and then he says, F you, I'm playing what I want. And he's doing a Rageathon where he plays Mega Man video games. Now keep in mind, it was 2023 when he was doing monthly viewer rewards, and every month he would do an event based on if he made the membership goal. And there was one single month where he didn't make the goal. And you know what he did after that? The monthly rewards, the monthly events were all gone. He said nobody wants it. And you know what's funny about that? You know what the reward was for that month that he missed? It was a retro rageathon where he wanted to play Mega Man. Funny how history repeats itself. And then in a moment that's absolutely hilarious, DSP was playing around with his mic settings and he said he sounded zesty DSP, he called himself. And then his audience had to tell him that zesty now means gay. And he goes, oh, they must have changed that. Then DSP's gonna go on to shit talk about the rewards, the hats, the vests. He's gonna retcon how the vest streak happened and why he downplayed it now. And all that stuff, all the rewards is outplayed. He doesn't need them anymore.
These things become kind of like memeable and kind of like things that people reference in both a positive but also a negative light. Like my detractors and other people will be like, oh, he dresses up on stream. I'm like, yeah, but it's don't you get it that it's just a silly thing I do? It's not like that's not the gimmick of the stream, is that Phil dresses up for you. It's that Phil's putting out content you already like, and if we hit a goal, well then I reward with this or this. But was it really that much of a reward? Like the vest streak worked because it was spontaneous. It was something that out of nowhere, while doing a retrospective event, we saw an old video of me wearing this vest. Like, do I still have it? Yeah, here it is. I'll put it on. And then people wanted to see it as a gimmick, as a silly thing, and it resulted in months and months of support because of it, right? But after a while, it's like, okay, how long is this going to continue? And to be honest, my closet was filling up with vests and hats and things. It's like, do we really need all of this crap? Or can I just put out content that people like and we'll support the content, and then we could do things that are better than that? Like, I feel bringing back DSP Tries It, doing fun marathons, doing viewers' choice events and special milestones. That's more exciting and rewarding to the viewer than just seeing me put on a hat.
Then he talked about his wrestling show with Triple P, because that's what he calls him, Triple P. DSP said doing a wrestling show with somebody else is something new he's doing. I guess smart guys with Rambo is memory hold now. Then in a moment that's absolutely hilarious, DSP says all those AI videos of him are illegal. Well, you know what, guys? I think at the end of the video, I think it's time to break the law. Then DSP went on an unhinged rant about how Windows uses symbols for copy and paste. And he doesn't like it, and it's absolutely unnecessary. But again, he called the people at Windows book smart, not street smart. And as Banana Jones says, it's something which he recalls Windows 7 at a bare minimum. Then last 2 weeks, it's been Iron Chef Sakai. He's been supporting everything. And now, OIC has dusted off a new sock. It looks like Jinx is back. We have 2 cats, 1 roach. Oh look, it's Jinx and Gareth hidden in the goal today. We are truly back to OIC carrying streams. So does that mean no Iron Chef Sakai tonight? That has been the pattern so far. Would you look at that with JG win? Jinx with $160 out of $201, or about 80% of all support today. Totally organic, and ignore the fact that it's just one person, likely a sock account. Then we see the leaderboard. Top members, Jinx at 20. Top super chat, Jinx at $50. Top tip, Jinx at $50. What robust, organic, flavorful content, dude. But it didn't stop there. DSP is now at $281, with $250 coming from Jinx. Of course, DSP has to go on about the trolls, because remember, he doesn't bring them up, he doesn't give them attention, he's over them. Well now, he says, I ignore the detractors. 10 minutes later, will you do any multiplayer streams? DSP, no, my detractors. 2 to 3 minutes later, my detractors are greedy.
Jinx says, I hate it when I go to look at your channel to catch up on stuff that you're playing, but then it pops up, you know, all detractor nonsense instead. But to keep people obsessed with you for this long, you must be doing something right. Yeah, like here's the truth. I don't care anymore about what they do at all. They don't affect me in any way. They really don't. Like, I don't bring them up. I don't pay attention to what they're talking about. I don't entertain nonsense. When people try to bring their shit up on my streams, I'm like, I don't care. I'm so far above it at this point. I've got more than enough stuff to do. I've got so much content to put out there. Different games people want, different shows people want me involved in. that, I mean, no lie, just this week I was asked to be on 2 completely different shows, not my wrestling commentary show and not even Kino Casino. I was asked to be on 2 other shows. And I'm like, maybe, you know, I'm thinking about it. So, you know, I'm being pulled in a million directions. I'm cool. Why do I give a crap about a group of people who are trying to full-time detract me, you know? And then these people are, oh, did you know this guy's restreaming you? Yeah, I don't care. Let them do whatever they want. They're losers. Okay, so thank you, Jinx, so much for a $50 tip. He even says, would you ever let some viewers join you in certain games like Black Ops 6? You know, to be honest, I didn't really look into it, okay? And the reason being, there wasn't a massive demand for me to do fan lobbies and stuff. The fan lobbies that I've tried over the last couple of years didn't really work that well. Like Street Fighter 6 died within a couple attempts. Trolls always try to ruin fan lobbies with bad behavior. Like, would you really want to be in a Black Ops 6 lobby where half the spots were taken up by trolls who just stand around teabagging me and each other and, you know, blocking shots and being stupid? And that's what they tend to do. They're just morons, you know? I wish that there was a way to really do it properly, but sadly, there's really not. They always, you know, these people don't get that, like, no matter what they do, I'm still going to be here making content, loving my life, and having a good time with all of you. They can't understand it. They actually think that, like, they have some kind of meaningful existence on this planet, when in reality, they don't. Like, they were all fucking finger snapped off the planet today. It would be the same. In fact, it would probably be a better place because they're just toxic individuals trying to ruin the positivity and fun of people who want to be positive and fun rather than toxic, hateful, harmful individuals. So, you know, I just don't get it because there's no point to anything they're doing, but they still try anyway. You know, so I guarantee you the moment that I attempted to do something like that, oh, let's do a fan lobby of Call of Duty, they'd be all over it. They'd be trying to take up every spot. They'd be trying to ruin it for those who... For me, here's the thing. It's not a big deal for me to try to do, like, a fan lobby, but who I feel bad for is the viewers who really want it. Because imagine that I schedule it. I plan it. I get a bunch of people lined up to do it. We get set up. Everyone's excited. And then half the people are trolls and they ruin it for the people who wanted to happen. You're right. It's a shame that... searching for Darkside Phil or DSP Gaming, you're going to get 400 stupid bullshit videos. And that's what I mean. They are bullshit at this point. There was one point where every video would be like WWE champions and shit like that. That boat is sailed. No one cares about that anymore. So now it's the most dumb, nitpicky, or really like schoolyard bullying kind of shit. You're insulting my looks, my hairline. Oh, the microphone didn't work today. Dumb shit. Who cares? How is this front page news for anyone? I'm a nobody, making content, having a good time, making a living doing it, not hurting anyone, I'm not bothering anyone. So why are you on my case? Because you found a way to monetize it. Because that's the bottom line. If one of these people didn't monetize it, they wouldn't do it. You know, these fucking idiots like duty streams. So, oh, I'm not about the money. Then he loses his monetization. He's so salty about it. And then it's like a big celebration when he gets it back. Well, that's because you're about the money. You get it, right? Like you were always about the money. Everyone knows it. We're not stupid. You're a greedy scumbag. That's why you make content about me. It's not because you think there's meaning behind it or it truly is entertaining an audience or that, oh, you're proving a point about me or, you know, you don't care. You're just doing it because you can monetize it on YouTube. That was always your end game. That's all of them. That's all they're trying to do is end game. They're just trying to make a buck by stealing and ripping me off. So I don't.
Then right after he ranted like a madman about the trolls and them hurting his business, he decided to launch into a hardcore bag because he needs that support, dude. Then I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. There is no way this is from a human body. A meow block simply says, Diaper Boy. You know, the more and more I see pictures of Phil and what he says when he does, especially with his scat fetish, I feel like he married the wrong sister. Then we have Dragon. DSP. If I won the lottery, I would sue every detractor and remove them from YouTube. Also DSP. The previous owners of this house ran a chop shop in the garage. That is illegal. And Dragon says, unless you can prove that they did it, Phil, that is defamation. A crime they could sue you for.
One day, I'll hit the lotto. And all of a sudden, I'm going to have a lot of free time. I can tell you right now, the first people who are going to get sued into oblivion. Because everything they're doing is illegal. Every single fucking thing they're doing is illegal. And they would be sued into oblivion. But I just don't have the means or the time to do it. I'm too busy being, you know, a positive dude making good content for you guys every day. I don't waste time on that, you know, but they better just be very happy and very, very appreciative of what they've got, because one day it might just be completely taken away from them, because I have the right to do that if ever I so choose. I just don't feel like doing it right now. You know, first off, no lie, the previous people that lived here before I moved in a decade ago had left behind a whole bunch of crap. They had left behind tools and junk. I told you guys, the people who lived here previously, pretty interesting story. So apparently it was supposed to be people who were like in their mid-50s. And everyone here was happy because like, oh, nice new neighbors. And then all of a sudden they move in, they're like, oh, by the way, we're not living here. Our 17-year-old son is living here and all year by himself. We just bought the house for him to live in. And we're going to be gone like 10 months of the year, and we're going to come back for like Christmas, and that's it. Oh, so let's see. A 17-year-old male gets free reign of a house to himself. Gee, I wonder what he'll do. So basically, he was running a chop shop out of this house. He had people coming in and out of the garage as if it were like a mechanic shop, which is, by the way, against all the rules here. And he had all kinds of tooling and shit in there. He had cars up on jacks constantly. It sucks because like our actual garage has like oil stains from this guy like doing oil changes in the garage and then never cleaning it.
Then we get to the podcast audit. Look at that. Biggest chunk, 26%, begging. Followed by Q&A, shoutouts, schedule, Phil's day off, play with mic/background, detractors restreaming illegal, intro. Robust content, dude. Then DSP goes on to say that before he starts gameplay, he wants support coming in from all revenues and wants the goal hit right away. Nothing happened on the first stream, so we're gonna skip to the night stream. And it was time. DSP does this every year, where he does the most disappointing games of the year and the best games of the year. However, this year he's making a little twist. He's not ranking the worst and best games of the year. He's ranking his best and worst playthroughs of the year. That's right, his individual playthroughs. Forget the games. How did the playthroughs do, dude? Then we start off, he had leaderboard issues, yet again, another tech issue. And he said he can't do the stream tonight because he can't edit the leaderboard and says he's fucked. Then we have Meowblock. He's been doing this for over 16 years.
It won't let me edit it. It's like it's locked from editing and I can't edit it at all. It just sticks there now. See what I mean? I fucking am starting to really hate technology because I didn't do anything. It was working and now it won't work. And now I don't know how to fix it. Now it's going to be fucked up on every single screen. For some bizarre fucking reason, it does it. I don't get it. Like, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong.
Then we have this interesting observation from Wilmo's ass. I thought all he drank was seltzer water. Why a tumbler if you chug it from the bottle on stream usually? Why put it in a tumbler just to pour it in a mug? Why not just drink from the tumbler? This doesn't pass the smell test. DSPGAMING, the only alcoholic that's beat alcoholism.
I'm actually going to do two things. I'm going to give myself an opportunity to rest my voice for a minute. And I'm also going to get more water because I'm drinking quite a lot because I'm talking so much tonight. So, I'm going to run downstairs and refill my water. All right. Guys, thank you so far. You've been a great audience. Please, let's keep some support. All right. Give me a sec. I'm just going to run downstairs and get more water. I'll be right back. And then we'll continue on with the show. Be right back, everybody.
Did I spell the name wrong? Jay's correcting me because I spelled Jinx's name wrong. Okay. You're correct. It's an I, not a Y. There we go. All good now? Yes, all good now. Cool.
All right. Let me refill. King Michael, how are you tonight? I don't even remember that. Vietnamese Comrade says I played a game called Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z in 2014. I don't even remember that game at all. I have no idea what that was. Battle of Z? So, there you go. Doing good, King Michael. All right, guys, let's roll right into the second half.
And then just look at this. Look at this. And then we get into DSP's version of his worst playthroughs of the year. And hint, hint, it all has to do with money. So first off, Path of Exile, number 20. You guys asked for it and didn't show up. No one asked to play it again. No DSP, you said the playthrough was done. And this is all courtesy of Gout here. So Path of Exile, only one stream done, but it's his worst playthrough, number 20. Number 19, a free game by the way, Silent Hill short message. DSP is complaining about a free 3.5 hour game that he made $75 in tips. Again, one stream, number 19 worst playthrough of the year. Number 18, Marvel Rivals, another free game. Support stopped after 12 hours, that's mostly it. Yeah, he had like, what, 3 streams of it? But his number 18th worst playthrough of the year. Number 17, Call of Duty Campaign, another free game. Just a campaign he said was his worst playthrough of the year for number 17. Was it what, 2 or 3 streams? Boring gameplay, stealth is bad, not the COD Phil wants. Number 16, Hellblade 2, another free game on Game Pass. DSP complains about graphics and 30 frames, and when I say free game by the way, I just mean that it's on Game Pass and he doesn't have to pay anything extra for it. Number 15, Multiverse, free game. I was enjoying it, but chat got bored and told me to drop it. 14, Dragon Age, quote unquote, donated. Graphics great, didn't understand the story, was too much time sink and DSP got bored. Keep political stuff out of my game. Number 13, Dragon Ball Z, donated. Outdated game design, online play was bad, chat told me to play this game. 12, Dragon's Dogma 2, donated again. Bad graphics, exactly the first game, not worth $70. DSP was bored, and so was chat. Number 11, Star Wars Battlefront Collection, he actually paid for this one. Bad port, but fun to play. I'll give him that one, it was a horrible launch. Number 10, Star Wars Outlaws. He got this for like 20 bucks because he got Ubisoft streaming service and didn't pay the full amount for it by the way. Didn't run well, too much stealth, boring. DSP wanted to play as a Jedi fighting against Darth Vader. This is one of the most mind-blowing ones. Number 9, Alone in the Dark. DSP really enjoyed it, but the studio closed, so that's why it's on the list. That is right, it's one of DSP's worst playthroughs of the year because the studio closed. Make that make sense. Number 8, Marvel vs. Capcom. No crossplay, doesn't stop rage quitters, which he rage quit. Rollback netcode ruins the game. Damn you, Canon Brothers. Number 7, Hades 2, which was like 1 or 2 streams. Support of viewers died after 2 streams. Oh, okay, so it was 2 streams. Blames chat for not showing up and supporting. That's when Game Tracker came back, and then supposedly left after that. Alan Wake 2 DLC, The Lake House. I think he did like 1 or 2 streams. Too much like the game Control. Puzzles are annoying, bad ending. It's a waste of time, it shouldn't exist. So he's now got DLC, games he's only played 1 stream, games that got donated, games that were free on Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or whatever. Yet these are his worst playthroughs of the year, according to Phil. Number 5, you knew this was coming. Black Myth Wukong. Great graphics, fun combat, worlds are great. Worlds are empty, too many mini bosses, combat is boring, story is boring, it's not from software. Support dropped in chapter 3, and streak failed during this. Remember dudes, Wukong killed the streak, and he actually said that in his review for this, that Wukong killed his king streak. Number 4 was Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Graphic was good, story was good, open world good, support was under 200 people in chat disengaged, support terrible. Chat, RPG overload. Of course we know why he quit it, that beach scene was coming up, and he's married dude. Then at number 3, we have Baldur's Gate 3, where he says, not a good streaming game, too long of a game that almost killed his channel. Support was good during the playthrough though. Yeah, this here, Baldur's Gate 3, was one of his most supported streams and playthroughs throughout the year. And this is pre-Kino, so he even beats playthroughs after Kino too. And he even admitted, when he's reviewing it, that all his regulars were leaving and it was just one person supporting the streams. that was donated hundreds of dollars per stream. And then we get to number 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, where he says, RPG Overload, story wasn't good. Story of Infinite Wealth wasn't good. Now if you remember playing this in January, he said, this is just like me. And he would say, oh, the developers must have watched my streams and saw my story and put it in the game. But then goes on and say story wasn't good. Make it make sense, Phil. You defended this game and this story, saying it was just like you. It was your life story. But all the shit you go through, Phil. You even had a rant about a spoon and mailing it to people. But then goes on to say story wasn't good. Ending was poor attendance, and support. Now that brings us to number 1. Number 1 on this list. What do you think DSP thinks was the worst playthrough of the year? And it was Metaphor. DSP liked it. Low attendance, chat told him to stop playing it. So his number 1 worst playthrough of the year was, I believe, 2 or 3 streams, and it was a demo. It wasn't even a game. It was a demo of a game. But that, my friends, was DSP's top 20 worst playthroughs of 2024. And there we see how much each playthrough made. I want to point a few of these out here. Silent Hill Short Message, a free game on PlayStation. $74 in tips, $24 in super chats. Marvel Rivals, free game, $248 in tips, $359 in super chats, 12 gifted memberships, 7 gifted kick subs. Call of Duty, free game on Game Pass, $115 in tips, $29 in super chats, 4 gifted kick subs. Hellblade 2, free, $204 in tips, $85 in super chats. Multiverses, free game, $106 in tips, $90 in super chats. Dragon Age, gifted, $368 in tips, $230 in super chats, 19 gifted memberships, 30 gifted kick subs. Marvel vs. Capcom, $1,211 in tips, $403 in super chats, 25 gifted memberships, 10 gifted kick subs. Black Myth Wukong, $1,555 in tips, $549 in super chats. Baldur's Gate 3, the game that almost killed his channel, dude. $5,314 in tips, $968 in super chats. Now keep in mind, this was just 2024. He played this first in 2023. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, $1,031 in tips, $363 in super chats. And look at that, number 1 Metaphor, a demo, $326 in tips, $129 in super chats. But of course, they almost ruined his channel and put him out of business, dude. And with most of those being either free or donated games, that's profit there, Phil. You didn't have to pay anything extra for them. Then DSP declared when he was talking about Marvel Rivals that Marvel Rivals failed. It's a dead game. And there we see, peak today, 415,651 people, current players, 235,694,000, which right now it's more than Rust, GTA 5, Palworld, and it's apparently Wallpaper Engine, whatever the fuck that is. Then we have Real the Dead, who talks about Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero, and what DSP said during this playthrough.
Well, if anything, can we just agree on something then? Maybe Dragon Ball Budokai was made in the past for a reason. It's outdated.
Then we have some videos where DSP talks about in more depth about his worst playthroughs of the year. First up is Final Fantasy VII, and he said Rebirth failed because people talk about sport in the chat and said RPG overload. Phil called it that over a month before Final Fantasy VII was released.
So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. I played it for about 20 hours, and then a certain stream happened where I was streaming the game. And I went over and I'm curious, the chat seems really dead today and I don't know what's going on. So I looked at the stream attendance, we were under 200 viewers. That is actually one of the worst attendances I've ever received in any video game. Like, make no exaggeration about it. Yeah, I usually would get around 200 viewers, if not more, no matter what game that I'm playing. But sadly, this game was not performing well. Engagement. So I go to the chat and I start talking with people. the entire chat starts talking to me about sports. During Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, people are talking about March Madness basketball. What is going on? Could you be any more disconnected from what the game is about? Could you be any more not paying attention? Why are we talking about March Madness? I don't even like basketball. So why would that be a discussion in my chat? And then, of course, yes, the trifecta that goes with that, the support was abysmal. We didn't even get like $30 that day, okay? So, low attendance, low engagement, low support. And when I asked my audience what happened, essentially the story I got was thus. RPG overload. You've played too many RPGs. You played Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. You played Baldur's Gate 3. Now you're playing this. You said you're going to play Dragon's Dogma 2. You said you're going to play this other RPG. You skipped Persona 3, Reboot, Reload, whatever the hell it is. There's more RPGs coming out. RPGs, too many. So to be honest, I don't think it was the game that killed the playthrough. I think it was the timing. I feel like if I hadn't already been playing several other RPGs during the same time frame, people actually would have engaged and showed up and supported this playthrough. But the problem is, sadly, there were too many of the same style of game released within a very short window of time at the beginning of 2024. And what happened was all of these games cannibalized each other in views, in attention, even in sale. If you're not aware, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth underperformed for Square Enix, and they were shocked. They thought this game was going to blow sales numbers up. It was going to be the most purchased Final Fantasy game. They were looking to recover because Final Fantasy XVI the year before had also been a sales flop, and they were hoping this would make up for it. And literally, it fell on its face. It didn't sell well compared to what they were expecting. And so, to them, they were wondering what was going to happen with the series. Now, from what I'm going to understand, eventually it did sell more, and the PC port of this game is coming out soon. I think it's either this month or next month. So there may get more of an audience and more traction once it's not just exclusively on the PlayStation 5 console. But it stands to reason. The game, sadly, was a disappointment, but I don't know why. I mean, take a look. I'm having fun playing it here. Look, we're switching to Barrett now. We're going to run around this cave. We're going to use the gun. The graphics are great. Like, I'm really enjoying myself in this video. Sadly, the audience isn't. I don't know why, but that's just a reality, you know? So a lot of people during the year asked me if I would go back. I said, why would I go back when I was actually playing the game? You weren't there, you didn't engage, you didn't support, and people were begging me on that stream to turn off the game and do anything else. Literally, people were like, Phil, can you turn off Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and do a Q&A instead? We'd rather have that. And I was like, seriously? Like, that blows me away. I grew up with RPGs. RPGs are near and dear to my heart. So when people aren't liking or engaging with RPGs that I'm playing, it actually hurts me. It makes me sad. And this happened multiple times with RPGs this year. And I'm like, man, is this the year of the end of RPGs? I don't know.
Then DSP talks about metaphor. DSP, come by and just be social with me. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, DSP. People were talking about sports in the chat. Why? Talk about the game. There is no social with Phil. There's only talk about the game to help him beat it and support.
Right? So, listen, there's just not much that I can do if people are going to say, I'm not going to show up and watch Metaphor because I don't like JRPGs, despite the fact that I have tried to express to you guys multiple times, these streams are not just about the game. It's a social experience. You can come by and hang out with me and we can have fun conversation and we can have a chill atmosphere and vibe, even if you don't like the game. We've done that with many games before. A lot of people didn't like Minecraft, but they loved the Minecraft streams. A lot of people don't like Microsoft Flight Simulator, but they enjoy relaxing with me when I do those streams. But for some reason, when it's a JRPG, people won't show up. This game was not performing well. Engagement. So I go to the chat and I start talking with people. The entire chat starts talking to me about sports. During Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, people are talking about March Madness basketball. What is going on? Could you be any more disconnected from what the game is about? Could you be any more not paying attention? Why are we talking about March Madness? I don't even like basketball. So why would that be a discussion in my chat?
And while DSP was talking about Black Myth, Jade in the chat put this. DSP Gaming, this game, King Shriek, over. Then how did DSP end his review of the worst playthroughs of the year. Of course, talking about the trolls and trying to make himself a victim.
The pattern here this year, you didn't notice, is that I'm not free to just play whatever I want. Why? Because I'm not a million sub YouTuber. I don't have 1,000 viewers plus on my streams. I don't have the amount of attention and popularity. I'm not beloved by everyone on the internet. And because of that, I have to pick and choose what I play, the things that you want to see, and things that will work for my streams. You get that, right? That's business. And it's funny because some people like to pin, well, it's your fault. It's my fault. Well, I don't know what else to say. I am who I am. Do you want me to change who I am? Would you like me to be fake? Would you like me to be an actor for streams, a character, a cartoon? Should I dress up with a vest and sunglasses and a big fake wig and a stupid mustache and yell like I'm a G.I. Joe character from the 1980s? Should I dye my hair blue and do dabbing and dancing around and try to get trick shots in Fortnite? I mean, I could do that, but then I wouldn't be me. You understand? I wouldn't be original. I wouldn't have been here for 16 years. I would have been just another Muppet. And that's what I never wanted to be. Do you understand? I wanted to be myself. And when I play games like that, like Metaphor, I feel like a different side of me comes out because I truly have passion for games like that. And you would hope that that comes through. What I'm noticing is that people don't seem to care anymore. Just being honest. People are missing some of the best games and playthroughs that I can do because they just don't care. You know, and there's nothing I can do to make people on the internet like me more when there's such a level of negativity and hatred towards me that's completely unwarranted. If anything this year, have we not seen that all the bullshit strawman arguments have been dispelled? The WWE Champions thing, the, oh, Phil's, oh, scammer and horrible towards his audience thing. All these things were picked apart, microanalyzed, put under the microscope, and it was exposed that none of these things are true, or if some of them have a nugget of truth, it's nothing to the extent where someone should hate on me and not like Darkside Phil and hate his guts and start a hate campaign against him. These are obsessed, very, very unhinged individuals who are looking to do this kind of stuff to me. My reputation, right? My business, hurting it, saying awful things that aren't true about me on a daily basis. We all know this now. So I can't make those people go away. All I can do is do what I can to persevere through it and continue to make content and not give up. And that's what I've done for 16 years. And I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm not going to stop doing that, okay? But definitely in 2024, I saw a pattern that sadly, I can't just play whatever I want. There was a time when I could. You know, my early days as a YouTuber, I could pick any game out of a hat. It could be the worst game, the best game, somewhere in between, a game you've heard of, a game you've never heard of, an indie game, a big AAA game. Didn't matter what it was. Before the negativity hit me, I was able to play whatever I wanted and I could get an audience for it. And then all the memes against me, this is how you don't play movement, the toxic troll movement, all this shit, the SOK, all these idiots that do it today, they have killed any kind of chance that I could have a following that just likes to watch me play whatever. It will never happen. Do you understand that? People like me, but they like me in context. They like me when I'm playing a FromSoft game and I'm failing and raging, or I'm overcoming challenge. They like me playing a fighting game where I'm kicking butt, but also kind of talking trash. They like me when I'm playing Call of Duty and I'm getting kill streaks, but then I fuck up and it's hilarious when I die and I make a big mistake. They like me when I'm playing a big action game or an epic story game that's a AAA game because they want to see my take on that. But most people today just don't like me playing RPGs because they don't care about the niche. They don't care about the true passion of Phil. They just don't like me that much. And there's nothing I can do about that. And there's nothing I can do about that. I can't just make the internet like me after a decade of hate. You know, the only way I could do that is to be fake and to pretend to be someone I'm not. And I refuse to do that. I'm not going to be someone who I'm not and put on a persona and put on an outfit and put on a voice or an affectation and dress a certain way and get sponsors and partnerships and kiss butt and be the goody two-shoes, or on the flip side of that, be the hateful, mean person and always rag on people and be the drama asshole. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to continue to be me. If anything, I've proven I can be successful just being me. But sadly, I have to make smart decisions for myself and my family. This is not a joke. This is a business that needs to be run in a way that I'm putting out content that people want to consume. Because if the idea of a job is that you put in work to create a product or output that people will then consume and purchase for monetary means, and then you can make a living doing it, then I have to make content people want to consume. People sadly don't want to consume RPG content.
Then we had this in the comments from Corey. Plenty of people wanted you to play RPGs. No part of wanting to watch you play a game is a promise for support. Everyone, and you most of all, know that you don't have many supporters and depend on bigger contributions from fewer people to make your living. That's why it's inconsistent. It has nothing to do with X genre of game. You need to stop holding games hostage and figure out a better way to run this. Then you know DSP has to respond to this, because he does. The better way to run this would be completely change the formula of who I am or what I do. Want constant LOLCOW drama? Want intrusive plugs, ads, and product shilling? That's what would have to happen. Only two paths forward are possible if I don't change who I am as a creator. 1. Play games people will support. 2. People actually support the games they want me to play. Want to see RPGs? Support them. Can't support or just don't want to? Then you have no right to complain. This stopped being a hobby and started being my source of income in 2011. If you haven't figured out by 2025 that businesses need to make decisions based on what will pay the bills, then I suggest you go watch a zillion sub, fake as all hell YouTuber who doesn't want to actually base their decisions off of reality. I will never realize that level of insulation, so it's unfair that you hold me to that kind of unrealistic standard. In summary, support what you want to see, or else don't act surprised and complain when it goes away. Then the daily wrap came, and DSP made a point of saying no Iron Chef Sakai tonight. It was all different people in the daily wrap. I bet a large amount of money that DSP emailed OIC told him to chill with the Iron Chef stuff. Both YouTube and Kick Chats are clowning on him for it. Yeah, because that's the thing, I think this is what's going to happen in the future. Is once a sock gets so much attention, they're going to change to another sock. So first it was Iron Chef Sakai, now it's Jinx. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy and Jared came back. Then we get to Monday. Before we get to Monday, let's look at some of the banned names in the Kick Chat from yesterday. We have Gun Farmer, Non-Monetary Style Support, Literally Ash in a Dress, This Hand of Mine, It Time RGB Epilepsy Real, Will They Fall For It, Flathead Wet Brain, I Call Him Triple P, Goodnight Ash Real, BMW Dealership Real, Half Pound Beef in Trash, My Wife is Very Large Real, Beggar Pig Roach, The Wambulance Real, The Anonymous Bear, Self-Felted, I Will Smith, Outdoor Critters, Excuse Man 99 Real, The Crusty Ant, Keep coming with the name, boys. I love it. I love it. Then King Jod put this in the chat. Then King Jod put this on Twitter. Whoa there, little Philly. You might want to turn slow mode back on. Hard to keep up with all this. Then you see two people chatting, with one of them being Phil. Then today, it's been announced, DSP will reveal the name of his wrestling show. Of course, with Phil, it's got to be some amazing, robust, brand new creative name, right? And then we are back, way back, before Kino, and DSP now claims he's just a small-time guy now. And would you look at that, Jinx is back with more gifted memberships. Then DSP goes on to say about how the trolls are saying how he's only carried by one person, and that it doesn't matter if I'm carried by one person or 50 people, as long as the goal is met. Now Phil, being a businessman, you should know that having your entire business, your entire career rely on one person to support you is not a very good, sound, futuristic career. It's not very stable. Because what happens if one day OIC takes his medication and is sane again, or gets locked up in a nut house, or just passes on, and then his money is gone? What are you gonna do? You have no backup plans, you have no other supporters that can take his spot. You will be fucked. But DSP doesn't think long term. He thinks right now, today, Give me money. I don't care. Let's hit this goal. I don't care if it's all from one person. He then goes on to tell people, if you don't like that Wales control what he plays on the channel, then you start supporting. The whole thing about his career, his online presence, it's all about money. That's his brand. His brand is not playing video games poorly. His brand is not about politics. His brand is not about talking about wrestling. Every single thing he does revolves around money. If you look at his streams, will we make the goal? Who's gonna support? Come on, let's go. Let's get some support going. And when support's not there, what's going on, guys? Why are you supporting me? And then when he gets the goal, time to make it rain. Felt in the trolls, dudes. This man is all about money. And once it's gone, he's gonna realize how one-dimensional his online presence really is.
Here's the funny part, because if you guys haven't noticed this morning, and this has also been going around, it's all detractor shit. If these people think I'm dumb or something. So here's the new thing. Well, Phil, you're a bunch of whales, and these whales come by every day and they support you. So you should just let them dictate everything you do, because then obviously you'll stay in business, right? And here's the funny part about that. If you have an issue with people who like my content and come by and support it, all right? Number one, I know you're jealous. It's just the truth. You're a jealous motherfucker who wishes that you had someone who liked you and your content and would actually come support you. That's the only reason you have an issue with someone coming by and being a big supporter of my content. That's number one. Okay. Number two, then if that's the case, then why don't you contribute too? Think about this, right? If the issue is that there's a bunch of people who come by every day and they support, but it's only a small group of people, well then, don't you think that if others supported, then it would negate that? Instead of sitting around and whining and complaining and saying, oh, I'm so upset that just a small group of people support Phil, then if you came by every day and you said, well, you know, I'd like you to do something different than what you're doing, you know, and here's $5, you know, to show you that there's effort towards that we would actually support other things than just the things that your whales come by to support, right? Then maybe it would change that. But instead, people just sit around whining. Like, these people on the internet are unbelievable. I swear, these are the most miserable people. They can't be happy for anyone. They can't enjoy anything. Instead, it's just how everything around them is wrong and unfair and, oh, deride it for this, bring it down for this, tear it down for this. Nothing has a point. There's no point. Even if I have 5,000 people today who give me $1, or if one person gave me $5,000, it doesn't matter. You understand that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we get there. It's that you get there. And then what content you put out in the meantime. Is it fun? Is it entertaining? Is it positive? Right? That's what matters. As long as I'm working and putting out good content, and I got people coming by and supporting me, I don't care how we get there. Now, if you have an issue with the way that we got there, then change it. You change it, not me. I can't change it. I can't make people come to my stream and contribute. As crazy as this sounds, all right? Because some people actually think that I am some kind of like a crazy mind-washing cult leader. I don't brainwash people to contribute to me. That's never happened, okay? Never. People come and contribute because they like the content, because they like me. That's why they're here to support. If it's 5 people today who majorly contribute and I hit my goals, or if it's 50 people today who contribute and I hit my goals, I still hit my goals. I can't make a certain person show up and contribute or not contribute. So the fact that anyone tries to hold that against me as a fact of like, oh, you're failing or you're doing well, none of that makes any sense. You're a moron. And no one should have issue with that either. Who cares? Who's contributing, who's not contributing? How does this have anything to do with me or anyone's power? It doesn't. Like, and why is it your business? You know, with anyone who's a successful streamer, does everyone go and look at all of their finances to see who specifically contributed what and how many? No, only me. Because again, hyper-focused, over-obsessed people, no lives, no jobs, no anything going for them, just sitting around on the internet being toxic all day. Okay? It's fucked up. And I have to deal with that every day. So it's the funny part, like, if you have an issue Well, man, the same 5 people come and support Phil every day. Then why aren't you? If you like the content, why don't you support content you want to see? Say, hey, Phil, I would love and I would support this other game you're not playing right now. Please consider it, you know, and then contribute. And then maybe other people would say, wait, that's true. I want that too. And then we could do other stuff, right? But I mean, again, it's called business. I am not a big time dude. I don't get hundreds of thousands of views a day. I don't get 1,000 viewers on stream a day. I don't have the ability to just do whatever I want and the flexibility to do whatever I want. I have to play what people want so people will support. That's called business. I'm a small business owner. Do you get it? I'm not a ginormous million sub YouTuber who went viral. I'm a small time dude and I'm happy with that. But that's very different. And I'm tired of these morons who think that they know everything who know nothing, or because if they knew anything, they'd be successful YouTubers. And they're not. So instead, they just sit there and they're miserable that someone will come by and support me, right? So anyway, can we get back on topic now instead of listening to morons? That'd be great. I would love to know what we should do for this Rageathon if that's what we're doing.
And then it was revealed the new creative title for the wrestling podcast with Triple P, he calls him Triple P, is Smart Guys. That is right, he just ripped off the original title. Amazing work. The bar was low, Phil, but holy shit, you went even further. And then he replaced John Rambo's face with Ashton's. And then he went on to say that he's going to skim through Raw. He's not actually going to watch it, he's going to skim through it. And then as Poems Josh points out, starts a wrestling show, admits he will only be skimming the shows the day before. Have fun, Ash. Then it looks like Jinx/OIC is abusing his special treatment. Jinx has said twice already that he sent Phil an email, likely about being mod. He also said Vietnamese comrade is giving him DERICH vibes. And then 2 Cats 1 Roach. Jinx is gonna be a problem for you, Phil. Good luck with that. Then we have Jinx send this $20 super chat to Phil about whales supported in his streams. I donate and never try to dictate what you do. I enjoy your take on any game you play. And we all have a good time watching it. So stop saying whales. Tell Phil what to do. Then we have This Is My Sock Account. Did you ask John Rambo if you could use the show's name again? I think it would be polite to do so. Then we have DSP Classic on Twitter. I'm willing to bet DSP doesn't watch Raw tonight and does what he does for his movie reviews and reads a summary of what happened. First match in, you'll know what blog he took his notes from. And then PPP answers, he told me as much 15 minutes ago. He straight up told me he doesn't have the time to watch it all, so he'll be skimming. And then DSP declared that the burst is gone and how he's a victim and all the support's going away, but also he's successful and everyone's supporting him, dude. Then we have That Being Said. 2025 has begun with Philip Staten. He's okay with being an e-bagger. Wage quits are actually a good thing. If you think he's only supported by whales, donate yourself to change that. What a strong start. Then we see the podcast audit, the biggest one, 45%, begging/goals/detractors/support, followed by Q&A, shoutouts, wrestling show logos and name, intro, stuff I bought, daily rap recap, playing with mic/background, tech issues, and schedule. What robust content. Then DSP's green screen was messing with his hand, and I put this out. DSP's floating hand green screen today reminds me of this. And then you see a still from Scary Movie. Then we get to the night stream, and Slayer in chat, who's a mod. DSPGAMING, I haven't watched yesterday's countdown. Will today's countdown be a spoiler for yesterday's countdown? Then we get to DSP, and what he declares as the 20 best playthrough of 2024. Now you're going to see a lot of names that were on the previous worst playthroughs of 2024 as well. At number 20, WWE Champions. Of course, you knew it was going to be here. Bragging about spending money and made 1,000 one night. Only put it on here because of the detractors. People learned about spending money on mobile games due to this playthrough. Game was born, according to DSP. You know, the guy who spent over $100,000 on it. At number 19, Marvel vs. Capcom. This was number 8 on most disappointing list last night. Repeat of last night. Number 18, Still Wakes the Deep. Indie horror game. well written, graphics good, voice acting good. Cons, too short and could have been better. DSP can't explain the ending. DSP calls it a cop-out. Number 17, Helldivers 2. Great multiplayer, good graphics, great gameplay and sound. Cons, content dried up. Should have played it day one. Chat doesn't talk about Helldivers 2 anymore. Number 16, Hades 2. Repeat of last night, was number 7 list last night. Just don't understand. Number 15 was Stalker 2. It has issues, but DSP is enjoying it, has wonky charm to it. Now keep in mind, a lot of these games that are on this list, he hasn't even completed. Number 14, Baldur's Gate 3. You know, the one that was on the list that he said almost killed his channel? DSP enjoyed it, but did not enjoy it. Combat too complex and took too long though. Was number 3 last night. Number 13, Marvel Rivals. Was number 18 last night. It plays like Overwatch. Number 12, of his best playthroughs of the year 2024, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Improved graphics, very good sim, allowed DSP to chill and chat and learn about other countries, relax and fun. Number 11, Crow Country. PS1 type game and classic horror game. Great soundtrack. Ending is mind-blowing. Use a guide so you're not confused. Keep in mind, he never beat this game. Number 10, Alan Wake 2 DLC Night Springs. One of the best DLCs he's ever played. Number 9 was Tekken 8. Only good fighting game that came out in 2024. DSP hit the wall playing the game and that's why he dropped it. Number 8, Balatro. Only played it because it was in Game of the Year nomination. Only played 3 streams but enjoys it. Very addictive. Number 7, Astrobot. Well designed, innovative, fun to play, etc. Number 6, Indiana Jones. Fun platforming, not perfect, lots of different locations, lots of content. Troy Baker does a great job. Number 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the multiplayer. It feels like COD, loves multiplayer. Number 4, another Crab's Treasure. Playing Souls-like games underwater was fun. So much customization. It's on Game Pass. Number 3, Elden Ring DLC. New weapons, better graphics, worth the DLC, lots of content. And then number 2 was Metaphor, which was number 1 on his most disappointing games playthrough last night. DSP said if he completed the game, it would have been his game of the year, but he wasn't allowed to. And we all knew this was going to be number 1. The way he praised it, and it was well supported, his number 1 best playthrough of the year was Silent Hill 2 Remake. Improved graphics, great gameplay, better story, better challenge, bosses are better in Remake. Then we have Dragon, January 6, 2025, DSP. When I heard about Balatro, I wanted to play it. September 19th, 2024, DSP. Balatro, why is it even on the list? September 25th, 2024, DSP. If you want me to play Balatro, I give it a chance. He had no interest in playing Balatro, but his fans talked him into it.
Balatro! That's right, a game that I've only just recently started playing near the very end of December. It's a game that I didn't even know existed, but got nominated for Game of the Year. And when it did, I got interested in it. And I said, man, I want to check this game out, and I want to see what it's all about, okay?
Balatro. I have no clue what the hell this game is. At all. I've never heard of it. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is it an indie game? I'm assuming it is. Now, one person that I know said they played it and actually really like it, and that it's basically an indie game made by one person. Game of the Year. An indie game made by one person that most people have never heard of and didn't play. Game of the Year. Right? What is Balatro? And again, I'm not crapping on the game. Why is it in there? Even if this is like the best indie game of the year, shouldn't it be in best indie of the year? How is this game of the year contender worthy when no one knows what it is? I'm just being honest. Again, I'm not trying to shit on it, but not once did I hear this game mentioned anywhere this year. Not on social media, not in my chat, not on my streams. No one asked me to play it. What is it? At the very least, I know what all the other games are. What is this? That just baffles me. All right? And you might say, well, it deserves to be there. But then you're going to say, well, wait a minute. If that deserves to be there, what about a few other games? All right, but let's continue. As someone who had zero interest in Balatro, I bought it for 13 bucks on the Switch at 11 p.m. The next thing you know, it's a 5 a.m. Not my game of the year, but it's an addicting and fun roguelike game. I think it would be great for a chill stream, having chat help you decide on the best cards and perks. All right, you know, since a lot of people seem to be saying it actually is quite a good game. A lot of people never knew it existed until it got nominated at the Game Awards. Me too. I literally had never heard about this game. I was like, what the fuck is Balatro? You know? So if you guys are vouching for it and saying that you think that it's good, then I would be willing to give it a shot. If you guys wanted me to test it out and see if it's any good, I would be willing.
Then, while talking about Indiana Jones, DSP naturally almost had another gamer word moment.
And of course, you get to play as Indiana Jones. You get to whip the living shit out of a bunch of fascists and Nazis. Whoopsh, whoopsh.
Then he goes on to complain that he can't play RPGs because his audience doesn't allow him to, and there's nothing he can do about it.
I don't know if people are going to show up, and that really upsets me. It really does, guys. You have to understand something. I'm actually very upset. I want to play RPGs, but they just aren't working, and I don't know what to do to fix that. I don't think I can fix it. I don't think it's me. I think people have a stigma against them. There's a stereotype against RPGs that, you absolutely cannot like these games because they're too long, and they're not action-packed, and there's not adrenaline pumping through your veins, and you're not ripping your shirt off, and you're not screaming in rage or in glorious victory because it's more slow-paced. People just don't like slow-paced games anymore. Can we admit it? People do not like slow-paced games anymore, at least in the mainstream. There are people who like them, but they don't come to my streams. So there's nothing I can do to make that viable outside of appealing to people to please show up if you like those games and support them.
Then we have Sarah in chat who puts this out. DSP Gaming, it feels like these playthroughs are just being ranked on viewer support. I'd like to hear your opinion on the actual games, not which games got you the most support for. And of course, DSP responded to this.
Sarah, if you would unclog your ears of earwax, you would hear that I fully talk about if I like the game or not in this countdown. And I even explain why. You know, why was Metaphor the #1 most disappointing? Because I love the game. It's so good, but I couldn't do a playthrough of it. That's why. So you gotta listen. Instead of making demands on something that actually exists in the content I'm putting out, acting like it doesn't.
Then DSP was talking about John Rambo and Smart Guys, and he declared that no one misses John Rambo. And then Sarah in the chat, oh my god, I'm crying, I miss Rambo so much. Then we have this from Duty, Phil, no, I'm not a scumbag e-bagger.
What's going on? You don't have any money. You're a liar. You're a dirty liar. You have money right now in your person, on your person, in your home. There's money.
Then DSP tried to defend, put in Metaphor on both his best playthroughs of the year and his worst playthrough of the year. And well, we got peak DSP.
I really love it. I wish that I could have played it. I'm sad that I couldn't, and it sucks that I basically can't. You know, I'm locked out of playing this game because I don't have enough free time to play it, and it didn't work on stream. So Metaphor, my second favorite playthrough of the year. I thought that it was the second best. I legitimately did, and I actually think it would have been my favorite game of the year if I could have played it, but I couldn't. And that's just the sad fact, and that's the reality I live in, folks.
Then in a funny moment, so his worst playthrough of the year stream got well supported. His best playthroughs of the year, which are playthroughs that were well supported, that stream itself was not well supported. And he's refusing to leave because he hasn't hit the goal. Then we get to Tuesday, where we get the return of Smart Guys. We have this in the pre-chat. DSP reacts. Good morning, everyone. PPP, let's go! We have Sarah. If you're calling this Smart Guys, I hope you do a tribute / shout out to Rambo. Despite your differences, he was a good guy and big part of Smart Guys. Hope he's doing well wherever he is. B1324, get your Velcro wallets open, these guys need to eat. PPP, We need money. And DSP put this out to promote the return of Smart Guys. Tuesday is the premiere of the return of Smart Guys. Then because it's on DSP Reacts, not a lot of people there, and they're waiting until they hit over 100 plus people to start the show. And guess what, guys? It's back. The headphones are back, despite him saying they caused ear infections, which the reason they did cause ear infections, Phil, is because you refused to shower more than once a week. And he also said last week that his headphones were broken. He didn't have any headphones, which is a lie. And Phil goes on to say how he refused to see the ear doctor. Then we have this from Mr. Stuff. Phil retells how he refused to see the ear doctor, but lets us know he doesn't clean his ears and sees a nurse at a grocery store or drugstore for his doctor visits.
I was wearing headphones for a good, from 2013 all the way through 2017, 2018. And all of a sudden, it was 2020 actually. Right around 2020, I started getting ear infections badly. And the only thing that solved them was to stop wearing headphones. So I don't know. I really don't know what was causing them. I never got to see a specialist about it because American doctors are so terrible. Just listen to this. So I had the ear infection. They sent me medicine. I got it again. They sent me more medicine. On the third time I got it again, they were like, there's definitely something wrong. You got to see a doctor. I said, okay, let me see one. No, you have to go to a emergency clinic first to have them look at you. They can authorize you going to the doctor. Okay, well, you already have given me the medicine 3 times and it worked. Obviously, I have what you think it is, but I'll go. So I went, and it was an hour away. I had to drive an hour to get to this clinic. The guy looks in my ear and he goes, you have an ear infection. I said, no shit. I've had it 3-4 times this year already. I don't know why I had to come here for you to tell me that. He gives me the referral. I call the doctor. I can't get an appointment for 2.5 months. So what's the fucking point? In 2.5 months, I'm not going to have the ear infection anymore. So what's the point of having the appointment? So basically, really stupid. Basically, I just never went. And I tried to find other ways to adjust, and I found, number one, I stopped using Q-tips entirely. I never put a Q-tip in my ear, ever, okay? Number two, I stopped, hard cleaning my ears. Like, at one point when I was growing up, I would always told, oh, wash your ears. I don't really do, I wipe them now, the external, but I don't put anything in the ear because I'm afraid that I'm gonna hurt it. And number three, I stopped wearing headphones. And since I stopped doing those 3 things, I haven't had an ear infection at all, not even close, not even ear pain. So I went from having 4 straight ear infections in 1 year to nothing. So obviously I did something right. You do not need a referral for a prescription. That's absolutely false. I get them through my insurance. Just a registered nurse gets them for me.
Then we have Dick Stroke and Phil vlogs. Ah yes, the recap of last night's Raw by recapping your history with pro wrestling yet again. Then are you ready for the dumbest thing in a very long time? It's the new intro to Smart Guys. Get ready for this.
I'm gonna be completely honest with everyone. After I move, I'm gonna have limited time to watch stuff. I'll probably still watch Raw and SmackDown. But I don't know, man. This might not make the cut if they don't spruce up. You know what I mean?
There's more than enough wrestling that I watch and I enjoy. That I don't need watching stuff that pisses me off.
No, it's true.
Makes me upset or freaking, you know what I'm talking about.
It's a fair point.
When you see a show, because when you love wrestling, you watch it and you see some of this, it actually hurts you. It makes you sad.
10 years later.
And this was one of the worst things Phil has ever done. We have Good New Year. DSP is having the worst show he's ever done. The cringe is off the charts. He's just nodding and banning people. So if anyone's seen the side scroller interview where he's just nodding and just agreeing, that's basically what this is. Triple P is doing all the work, he's talking about everything, and Phil is barely reacting, just saying, oh, I haven't watched wrestling in 5 years. I haven't watched wrestling in 5 years. I haven't watched wrestling in 5 years. And would you look at that? The Philomania shirt was brought out for Smart Guys. Then we have PWOP. Smart Guys is just really bad, vapid meaninglessness. And I like wrestling. To give you an example of the nothingness, Phil says that Solo versus Roman was cool since it was a storyline ending. And they showed the essential Raw match with drama and interfering. But he liked it. Then we have this in the chat from Piss Style Man Rio. PPP has so many thoughts and Phil's a great listener. Then we have Meerkat. This show is great and I love the meaningful discussions in chat. And then it's all Nightbot except for CM Punky Brewster. Then in an unexpected moment, PPP is still trying to get Phil to admit he did not sell the account. He is still down from the rafters and presses him about the sale behind the scenes of the account.
Okay, Phil, let's just settle this once and for all. Phil, you are down from the rafters, right?
I was. I'm not anymore. But I was.
But Phil, you are down from the rafters.
I am, yes.
You are still down from the rafters. You are.
No, I sold the account. I really did.
But Phil, there's no. First of all, here's what I'll just say, Phil. Like, Phil, just please confess. Don't make me do this. Just say you're down from the rafters.
I was, but I'm not. I really did sell the account. We'll have to do this
but
every
Phil,
week. We'll do a segment
Phil,
every week.
Okay. But Phil, selling the account is against the terms of service from Scopely, so why
Absolutely
isn't it banned?
That's a good question, but there are other accounts that also have been sold that are not banned. Like I said, how I learned that you could sell an account was that someone else who was in a high-profile faction.
Then we have Christopher, who's the person that made Phil's quote-unquote lemon PC. DSP lied about the cost of the lemon. DSP lied about Down from the Rafters being him. DSP lied about a lot of other things, but him selling his WWE Champions account, we should believe? Then taking L's. PPP was bouncing all over the place while Dave was staring at his email, waiting for a PayPal notification to come through. And DSP would go on to tell us what his role on this show was. Is it to commentate? To give his thoughts? No. DSP said he was the tech person for the show, and there, to call out contributions, Ashton was the one that was supposed to talk about wrestling. What a great co-host. By the way, they're splitting everything 50-50. And Triple P is doing all the work. Just saying. Then DSP goes on to say how he can't give Triple P a t-shirt.
Can I buy Ashton a Philomania shirt for the next episode? If Ash wants a Philomania shirt, he can buy it himself. I'm not in the market of buying people t-shirts for no reason. Like, what are you talking about? I don't own the shirts. I don't own the company that makes the shirts. Why would I buy him a t-shirt? What a silly thing to say.
Then Chill Murray sums the whole thing up. This Smart Guy 2 shit is pretty much a more PG Kino Casino with a more sober but more retarded co-host, Phil. PPP, we call him Triple P, is running the whole show and doing all the talking and entertaining. Much like when DSP did this shit with Rambo. Then we have DERICH, second of Coomland, who shows off this gif, and it's pretty accurate. Then we have Secret Limited, who breaks down how much time each person talked for. We have PPP at 71% talking time, 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 23 seconds. DSPGAMING, 29% talking time, 43 minutes, and 53 seconds. Now keep in mind as well, most of that time was doing tech stuff and calling out contributions. And then we get to the night stream. We have Gout. DSP's already slightly upset. He hasn't got any support on the late stream. He got $600 earlier today. Then it looked like it was going to be a slow night. Wow, really nothing came in. All zeros across the board. We have Philip Baxter. We need a hero with a wallet of iron to cook up some support. Then we have Banana Jones. Divorce court is fucking skyrocketing. DSP spent like 5 to 10 minutes schizoing out, acting antsy about his wife coming home, and even outright said he was hallucinating that he heard her come home. Then DSP, once again, complaining that nobody takes him serious. Nobody wants to hear what he says. And he goes on to talk about growing up in arcades for Street Fighter and all these other fighting games, and how he has a lot of intelligent things to say.
Sarah says I bounce off well with PPP. It's nice seeing you interacting with other creators and it not being about drama. Hope for more like this. Me too. No, seriously, me too. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I like doing. No exaggeration. I like being a part of a discussion that's, I feel like it can add something intelligent to it. And whether it's knowledge, whether it's, in this case, now previous knowledge of pro wrestling, but now coming back to it after 5 years being away and giving kind of an outsider's honest take, I feel like that adds a lot. And, you know, I'm glad that it's not about me. You know, we joked about WWE champions and stuff. It was funny. It was funny to do that. But for it to not be drama about me, but instead having fun talking about another topic that I'm informed on is great. That's really fun to me. I wish more people would like that from me. You know, I mean, just think about it. I grew up in arcades playing fighting games, was part of the major Street Fighter community for over a decade. I have a lot to talk about and a lot of knowledge I can share about that. I have been a YouTuber for 16 years. I understand the ins and outs of YouTube, content creation, monetization, online, communities, online trolling. I have a lot of knowledge that I can share, but it seems like no one ever draws upon that knowledge because, you know, DSP is a joke. Well, actually, if you don't treat me like a joke and you give me a chance to talk about something intelligently, I think you'll find yourself you'll find yourself getting something good out of it. But that's the thing, people have to give a chance, you know?
Then DSP again talk about other content creators and how their screen is covered in advertising and blah blah blah. We have Poem Josh. DSP doesn't want annoying pop-ups all over his content from sponsors, so instead you get 25% of your screen covered by him, his own pop-ups, and leaderboard. And then the socks are out. We got brand new names now. Ruby Galaxy gifted 20 DSP Gaming memberships. Then DSP got so desperate for money, he wants people to support, despite getting over $600 earlier. He is now asking people, support the stream if you like that he's wearing headphones. Then he was still fighting with people about Marvel Rivals, how people didn't show up and support Marvel Rivals, which caused him to drop it.
Jade, I don't have any plans to play Rivals. I told you, Marvel Rivals, people weren't showing up for it, so I had to drop it. I have to play stuff people will actually show up for, and the streams were dropping in views, dropping in support, everything. So I don't think we're going to be playing it again. Maybe when Fantastic Four comes out, if there's enough demand, people want me to do a one-off stream, I will, and we'll see how it does, but I took it out of the rotation.
Then we have DSP in action in Call of Duty. Dragon. DSP runs around the corner and gets killed. 10 seconds later, DSP runs around the same corner and gets killed again. DSP. My teammates are stupid. Fool Phil once, and he'll do it again.
What? Again, I tried to fire. It's like massive delay to look down the sights on this gun, so... What? Dude, how do you guys not know? Dude, my team is fucking stupid as shit. They walked right by that guy. They didn't even bother to look. Like, what the fuck, dude? Shoot him. He's right in front of you.
And would you look at that? Look who showed up. Iron Chef Sakai. Now my question is, who has less of a spine? Iron Chef Sakai or 672? Then we have Gout. DSP is now holding off on buying the NVIDIA RTX 5000 series for a year or two, unless it is to code videos better.
Yeah, I've seen information on the new NVIDIA RTX 5000 cards. I don't really care. I don't think I'm going to need them for anything. You know, maybe in a year or two if I want to do an upgrade. I would say if I had a slightly better video card, maybe I could do a little bit more in the realm of higher end, what do they call it? Presets for your encoding. Like, for example, remember when I was playing Street Fighter with Dalsim about a week ago? My GPU was giving me errors that it got maxed because I had it on a high preset that was hitting 99% GPU use. So maybe if I got one of these better graphics cards, I would be able to do even, go back to the higher presets or whatever. In reality, the videos look exactly the same. Like, I don't know what the difference is with the presets. If it's like slow or slower, the videos looked identical to me when I watched them. Like, there's no difference in quality, so I don't even know what the big deal is. But
And it definitely looks like DSP's green screen is working out very well for him. Then later on that night, Kino was back to sneak dissing DSP yet again. It's actually quite pathetic how DSP just sits back and takes it. And then we get to Wednesday. But before we get to the Mega Man Rageathon, over on Kino Casino, they decided to shit all over Phil, and PPP says he's exhausted because he had to work with Phil. And my god, what a bunch of razzlers here.
You don't have to come out of the closet.
Stu.
Whoa. Steve, guys, I'm done. I'm fucking tired. I'm tired.
We've had 4 shows in a row. You're calling it Stu Peters?
Yeah. Poor Pete worked for a whole week and he's...
Yeah, I know. 3 whole days of streaming and I'm just done. I have nothing.
I'm working on the railroad all the live long day.
You're Stu Peters, buddy. Yeah. PPP gets cranky when he hasn't been on vacation for a day. He starts freaking out.
Right.
Come on, P.
Get it together, P. I love how you call him just P. So funny.
Man.
Listen, I don't know. Should I call you? What should I call you? PPP?
No, P's good. No, P's good. It's fine, buddy. No, listen, I just want you guys to try streaming with Phil. It drains everything from
all of your
energy,
already all day
of your
today.
strength. The chat's saving the show.
The chat loves it.
I just don't have it after Phil sucked my soul for all it was worth.
Flaked, please do not edit that out.
And we can go to the first one on the bottom or the top is Octorus Ra to go to the and if unless P doesn't want to go to this next case, it's gonna take a while.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Okay.
We're doing it.
So,
Thriller gifted 10.
All right.
For the
very generous.
sticker.
Chick Thriller. Yes.
Chick Thriller is leaving the 0 off though. We need the 100 bomb, or else Steve's gonna have to go shortly, and we're all gonna go to bed.
He looks like the guy from Despicable Me.
After 3 whole days of streaming, I'm just tuckered out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna need
4
some
days off.
I do actually.
Was it 3 or the 4? It's 4, isn't it?
It's 4, yeah. This is the 4th day.
Yeah.
We've done 3.
Tomorrow, though, is big show. Tomorrow's a big
Tomorrow's a legendary show.
Yeah. I'm having a lot of fun, though, Steve. It's always great having you guys. Remember to follow Truth Seekers over on YouTube.
I need to Uber Eats a Snickers so I stop bitching like a little bit. It's like Chris says you could just walk to the store. There's a better chance of going to the moon than walking anywhere, bud. Fucking 7-Eleven may as well be on Mars, buddy.
I have a feeling P takes an Uber to the mailbox.
You bet. I need one of those rascals. I never have to walk again.
And it didn't end there, as they go on to talk about DSP more and the scams that DSP has pulled off. And my god, like I said, a bunch of razzlers, dude. Isn't this so funny, dude? Phil, they're laughing at you. They're not laughing with you. But then again, Phil is afraid. He's afraid to clap back at them because they know that the Kino viewers that are watching him will be gone. And Kino will absolutely destroy Phil if he ever turns on them. And it'll be back to $50 streams or less. Shout out to Expandong. Go subscribe to them.
No.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Oh,
no, but you know, I have been catching up on a lot of the people that you guys mess with. So I'm caught up on Rakaida Law and on Darkside Phil. I didn't know, there's like deep dive, there's like 4-hour deep dives into these people on YouTube, and I don't sleep much, so I was listening. You know, I know all about Darkside Phil and his fundraising scams. My favorite is my favorite.
Go on, Steve. Tell us your favorite. Tell us your favorite. He's a dirty.
Did he ask you to pay for his state income tax and then ask for more money to pay the income tax on the new money?
Steve, tell us your favorite Phil scam. Which one is your favorite?
My favorite was when he did a fundraiser to get the state taxes that he owed, and then he got that, and then he went back to the audience. He was like, I got a problem because now my income went up and now I need more money to pay the income tax.
money.
It's the money.
Get him! Get him!
He's a bum.
No, I think I feel
Excuse me.
bad for him though, because if that guy was such an early adopter into streaming for games and he was getting millions of views, and now look at his views, it's sad.
No, but what you don't understand, Steve,
But
is
he's a
that
survivor, though. You got to give him credit. He's like, I
He's
used to
a
get millions
survivor.
of views, and now I'm streaming with PPP for 1,000 views and $27 in donos. You know, like he's a survivor. Good
He's
for
a
him.
survivor. So back in the day on Twitch, like it turned out like the average person on Twitch got about 26 cents or 50 cents a viewer, right? Darkside Phil makes like $58 per viewer. And it's just like they call it pignosis, Steve. So they call him
needs 10 viewers to have a good night.
They call him the pig roach, and he operates what's called pignosis, where he tells everybody how poor he is. He's on the verge of homelessness. They're gonna take his house. They're gonna take his car. My favorite, Steve, was that he was gonna be forced to eat lunch meat sandwiches. He's like, "What do you guys? Do you guys expect me to eat lunch meat sandwiches?"
Wait, what?
Worse than a meatloaf.
Wait, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
So you don't know this one, Worst?
No, I don't know
He
the
was gonna be
lunch.
reduced to
So-
eating lunch meat.
Yeah, one of Phil's complaints was that he needed more donos because otherwise he'd be so poor that he would have to resort to eating lunch meat sandwiches, and that just won't fucking do. So Phil needed that money. Now, Steve, have you heard of where all the money goes? Because Phil makes like $200,000 a year.
Didn't he
every
spend like tens of thousands of dollars on a wrestling mobile game?
That's right, Steve. Yes, he did.
And then he said I wasn't playing that, and somebody caught him. And then he said he sold the account and have somebody else. Yeah.
So I was
he still
trying to
has.
get him.
Oh,
I was
God.
trying to get him to ask to it again today. So on the wrestling show, we now have a segment called Grill Phil, where every week I grill Phil about his various scams and lies.
Then this magical moment happened. King Jod, thinking out loud, since DSP is not willing to openly talk to TJ Gamebox about money spent on Phil's whaling in WWE Champions, perhaps Triple P and Andy Worski would be interested in talking to TJ instead about it, so they get a better idea of the facts. Then TJ responds, "Guys, I can only get so felted each day." And then we have Triple P who responds, "I'm down to bring you on." Then we have DSP in the chat. We're gonna see how many classic Mega Man games I can get through while tipsy. If that gets old/tired, we can play multiplayer games like COD or Street Fighter 6. And this is the thumbnail DSP used for his Rageathon with the Mega Man Legacy Collection and Phil with the red face, and you know where that picture is from. Eat it! Eat it! Then everyone saw what PPP said about DSP, and everyone kept mentioning to Phil, "Oh, did you see this? Did you see that?" And we have Jack here. "Did you see Kino last night? PPP a detractor? Does this end the Raw podcast?" And then we have Otter. DSP confirms that Casey saying the same things that detractors do is just razzing and is hilarious. Regulars in his chat are calling him out, as if people say the same thing in chat, they get banned.
Here we go again. All right, guys. All right, it's Ash here. This is so ridiculous. These people are, I'm sorry, people are so slow and dumb. I'm sorry to say it, they just are. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said this a million times, but no one listens to me, okay? If you genuinely believe that, like, because someone is how can I say, criticizing someone or razzing someone or even trolling someone, it doesn't mean that they hate them. Guys, I want you to tell you something. If every single person who ever brought up something, you know, negative about me or made fun of me, if every single one of them, if I made them like my enemy, I would have no one left to talk to. Do you understand that? You know that, right? Like, it's been a decade. Everyone dumps on Darkside Phil. Did you notice that? I mean, where have you been, living in a fucking cave? All right? So, last night on Kino Casino, they had a guest, and the guest was talking a little bit about me, so they brought me up for like a small segment, where they were bringing up stuff like, you know, Phil spent all his money on WWE champions and he scammed his viewers, and here's him trying to eat cup soup or cup noodles with a fucking spoon, and here's him trying to unbox a game, but there's a fire alarm going on. You know, all the common stuff that everyone's gone over. But what is it's funny stuff. I agree. Like, I see that segment, I laugh my ass off. I think it's funny. Legit. I think it's like, dude, they're doing the usual best of shit. It's like a best of montage, right? It is. It's like the funniest, dumbest shit. It's the dumb shit I've done over the years, what everyone talks about, what everyone laughs at, right? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the problem exactly? If I watch it and I'm like, that's funny shit. Why? You want to know who has a problem with it? My detractors. Because they want to act like this is some heinous shit going on. It's so bad, right? That they would, like, make fun of Phil. They made fun of Phil before. They're going to keep making fun of Phil. If Phil's not offended, why would anyone be? I'm the one being made fun of. And if I'm okay with it, then no one should have issue with it. I think it's funny. I legit wish I was there. I would have laughed my ass off if I was watching it live. I didn't get to watch it live. I would have had a good time with it too. That's funny stuff. Everyone makes fun of me for that shit. So why? I don't get it. But again, the morons of the internet want to be like, well, don't you get it? He really hates your guts. Yes. Let me tell you, Ashton hates my guts. That's why we just did a 2.5-hour wrestling commentary show with each other, where we played well off each other. It was a successful show. We want to work together moving forward in the future. He must really hate my guts. Are you retarded? I mean, no, honestly, I know. Well, that's insulting to say. I can't figure it out.
Then we have this from The Geek. So it's confirmed, PPP could literally take a steamy shit in Cat's oversized mouth, and DSP would just do this gay fake laugh, call it Razin. So pathetic, it's hilarious. You are oblivious to how much a LOLCOW you are, DSP. DSP then goes on to say that he wants to hit 5 goals today. That's $750 after getting wailed on yesterday. Then people were not feeling it. They were asking him to change the game. And would you look at that? Tech and Bob in chat. At Jinx, who by the way, Jinx is now a mod by the way. Imagine that. The person that keeps giving Phil money is now a mod. How did the last 2 work out for you, Phil? Just keep tipping and he'll change his mind. Then a bunch of anonymous subs kept coming in. And would you look at that? Jinx in chat. You should count it, DSP Gaming. I wonder who those anonymous subs were gifted from. What a mystery. Then DSP said he is confused by HDMI 2.2. He thinks it should be 3, so you know it's new, and the highest number is the best one. Then Otter points out, 2.2 is a higher number than 2.1, Phil. Now let's take a look, see how Phil did in Mega Man 1. Surely, this cannot be a bad thing for the King of Retro, right?
Fuck? Did I jump on this? At least I get my lives back. It's not so bad. It's actually much better. Ahem. Okay. Okay, now I can at least see the platform early, so I know to wait for it. Okay. Oh, this is annoying. This is annoying. Yep. I swear I pressed jump. I swear. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Dude, I love this music. I love Mega Man music. I swear I pressed it. I swear. This is not going well. I swear I pressed jump. I swear. I don't know what's going on. I told you the controls are delayed on this. Shit. Mega Man, first of all, Mega Man 1 already had less precise controls than the rest of the games of the series, so this is gonna be a rough one. I can't get past the first platforms of Guts Band stage. I told you it was the hardest stage. I'm pretty sure this is the hardest stage of all of them. Fuck. Come on. Here we go. Fucking shit. It's not going well. Dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't beat these stupid platforms. Maybe if I wasn't 3 shots in, almost 4. Fuck. No, what the? Fuck, it hit me? I don't know if I'm ever gonna get past these platforms at this point. Ugh. I'm trying. Can't do it. I can't do it. I swear the bosses are easy. The stages are the hardest part. Bosses are piss easy so far. I swear I'm pressing jump. I don't even know what to do. I can't beat it.
Then we have JG Win. Mega Man 1 NES must be the Dark Souls of platformers for DSP. It almost sounded like he was about to quit because he can't jump on a platform in time. Then in a funny way the world works, the first 3 weapons in DSP's inventory spell out bag. Then we have Next Gen Guy. I never played Mega Man 1 before, guys. It's the Cheese King of Retro, guys. He totally looked up the guide. What a non-rage fest.
Holy fucking hell, bro. He's really trying to just cheap the game out. Like...
This is what everyone did back then, by the way.
Yeah, Phil had to look it up on YouTube.
I have 0 health.
And would you look at that, throughout the day, we kept getting anonymous and random names that were never in chat before today. What a great surprise there, Phil. Then we have Ellipsian in the chat. As much as I like Mega Man, I would prefer more variety than just Mega Man. And then Thrills, what games is he playing for the Rageathon? Corey, Mega Man apparently. Thrills, when we were planning today, Mega Man and the Rageathon were two different ideas. Corey, we? Whip it? What's this all about we? Thrills, yeah, on Sunday, chat tossed around ideas and we did a vote. Corey, Phil does what he wants regardless of us. He always saying the evil ones skew the polls. And then it took him almost 6 hours just to beat Mega Man 1, and he got up to $600 too. And then PPP in the chat, letting Phil know that RTU's contract with LOLCOW Live and Keemstar includes a clause that says he cannot talk about DSP. And then we got Dominic with $100. JG Win, I'm surprised the whale in question did note that they were a fan since Heavy Rain. Then this is the alcohol that DSP bought for his marathon that cost $10. And it's 99 proof alcohol shots, and he charged $100 per shot. And then Otter points out, huge investment by DSP for his stream for alcohol. The marathon cost his viewers at least $7,500. Then we have Pesticore. Due to not having any hand strength, DSP attempts to use a gas station Swiss Army scissors to open a small bottle of booze. Phil has made over $600 tonight as well.
Let's see what this smells like. Mangoes. Oh shit. It's on there real tight. I can't, oh fuck, I can't open this one. Dude, I seriously can't open it. I think they fucked it up. What the fuck, you hear this? I can't open it. I need to use my, I need to go get, my Swiss Army knife to try to open this thing. It's so bad. All right, hold on. It's on there so tight. Okay. I don't think this is gonna work. I think I'm gonna have to go get the, you know how you get the anti-slip, like, mat thing to open jars? I think I'm gonna have to get that. This thing will not open, man. Okay, I got it. I got it. Oh, fuck. Ooh, this one smells good. Right. I'm not complaining. Okay. Let's see what this smells like. Mangoes. Oh, shit. It's on there real tight. I can't, oh, fuck. I can't open this one. Dude, I seriously can't open it. I think they fucked it up. What the fuck? You hear this?
Then guys, we have breaking news. DSP discovered that banana flavored liquor smells like bananas.
Let's see what this is like. It's probably gonna be terrible, isn't it? It's strong. It's really strong. It actually smells like okay, it doesn't smell like real banana. It smells like banana candies. You ever had those banana candies?
Then we have this from Dragon. DSP, I'd rather make content for you than sue my detractors. Also DSP, if I won the lottery, I would sue my detractors. Also DSP, who cares about the detractors? Also DSP, they're lucky I don't hit the lotto. Which is it, Phil?
But do you understand how long it would take to drag them through court? Years. That's how the legal system works in the United States. Like, I'd be dragging them through court endlessly. It would take so much time, effort, and money to do it that it's not worth it. Me, I'm a positive dude. I want to focus on positivity and fun and making content for you every single day. Therefore, I don't want to say, oh, I'm going to go after the people who don't like me and who are stealing my content, and I'm going to sit there in court legal battles endlessly. I'd rather just sit here and make another stream and then have fun with you and make better content and make money. I'd rather do that than go after them, you see? It's more productive for everyone on this planet for me to just ignore them and do positive things with my time in my life. So that's my attitude. Now, I've already said this. You just better hope I never hit the lotto. Because if I ever were to come into money and I just find myself suddenly with a lot of free time, you know, just on principle, I would go after them. Okay? Just on principle. I wouldn't even care about the money. I just want to show them that you just can't do whatever you want in life and get away with it. You can't be malicious and hurt others because you think it gets you ahead. These scumbags should be taken down, but I'm not the guy to do it. You know, I'm not within the means, you know, I just don't have it. Maybe someone else can do it. I would never be able to do it. I'd rather just make content for you guys, okay? Back to the dancing. See, why should I sue people when I'm sitting here having fun, chilling with all of you, great studio setup, about to play some fun games all day, about to have some booze, get a little tipsy. Why? What do I worry about? What do I care about? Who gives a shit about these losers who have to steal my content to be pertinent, right? Who gives a fuck? Anyway, Ash says, man, I really want Phil to be a millionaire with financial freedom so bad. Ash, were you here earlier? People actually want me to sue my detractors now. I'm serious. Like, they're like, you do realize that, the live restreams are illegal. And they want me to sue them. I'm like, I'm not going to sue anyone, you know? But they're just lucky that I don't ever hit the lotto. Because that would be it. But, I'm not going to hit the lotto. It ain't happening.
And DSP, now drunk, yet again, is going off about John Rambo and how the trolls ran him off the internet. And they're not friends because of the trolls.
John actively chose to split, our friendship and not do any content with me and ever talk to me again. Like, that was his choice. Now listen, I made mistakes and I understand that. And if you want to have the full story of all of this, 2 years ago, I reacted to the John and Howard video about me from a million years ago. 2015, I think they made it, right? So in 2022, I reacted to the John and Howard video from 2015. So if you want the full story, go check that out. I'm not going to reiterate and rehash the same shit over and over. But I don't have a means to contact John Rambo anymore. He stopped making content on the internet. And back then, because he had said he was upset with me for contacting him, I deleted all his information. So I didn't have his number. I don't have anything. I have no way to contact this man at all, okay? I'm the public figure. I'm the one who streams. I'm the one who has email, a Twitter account. If John wanted to contact me, he could contact me right now. It's been 9 years since I last spoke to John Rambo. I'm fairly certain he has no desire to talk to me. If he did, he would contact me. And by the way, I'll say this for the record. If he contacted me, it would be completely private and I wouldn't tell you because it's none of anyone's business, okay? I think it's one of the major reasons why we don't have a friendship anymore is because the internet went after him and harassed him for being associated with me. So, I don't blame him in a lot of ways for wanting to end that relationship because of the level of toxicity and negativity that he received because of me. But the ball was always in his court. He ended his video saying, oh, the lines are open. And it was like, no, John, you're the one through the video saying you're upset with me, right? So if you ever want to reach out and talk to me about any of this, you could have. That was the first time in that video I'd heard of any of those complaints. So if he ever wants to talk, he knows how to reach me. He has not done so in 9 years. I don't exactly believe he'll ever do that. Maybe he will, but it's life. You move on. I've definitely moved on. I'm good where I am right now. I'm a different person entirely from back then. It is what it is. It's water under the bridge.
And as Otter points out, DSP has definitely moved on from Rambo. I'll just leave a reminder that Phil watches their Mario and Sonic at the Olympics playthrough regularly to cheer himself up. Then DSP was still dying in the Mega Man games, and he said He's dying a lot because his wireless controller is now fucked up from being used all day, implying wireless controllers somehow degrade in signal performance the longer you use them. Then DSP goes on to say the new goal system is so much better, and he talks about how you can now give him more money more often.
And you might say, what? You're right. You have right to say that and ask that. So here's the deal. With our new goals and the way that they are set up, every time that we hit $150 of support on a stream, we add 1 to the goals hit tally. We started off resetting this at the end of December. And so no one really knew how it was going to work, if it was going to be successful. And I'll tell you, in the last basically 2 to 3 weeks that we've been doing it, it has been absolutely, positively working great. In fact, just for some perspective here, I actually believe our new goal system works better than the streak. Because with the streak, the whole idea is, oh, we got to hit support on a stream, and then when you hit it, okay, you're good. We'll wait till the next stream to support. That was basically people's mentalities. You know, they would support, and then we would hit the goal, and okay, well, I'll be back later to support again. Instead of saying, hey, I'm here now, I'll keep supporting. Now, you can hit as many of these goals as possible during one stream. Even if we hit $150 and people want to contribute, they still can, and we can hit a tier 2 or a tier 3 goal hit, and it keeps adding to the total.
Then we have name place holder. Only thing I learned about the marathon was that it got so boring, Jade bailed. How boring do you have to be for Jade to fuck off? Then DSP got his food, he got Chinese food. And look at this picture, just look at it. Absolutely disgusting. And then Misery Merchant. Plastic bowl on paper plate. Food on floor. DSP is a wild animal. And this is what he was referring to, where DSP decided to get really messy.
That was feasting with the king. A Chinese food, I don't even know what to call it. Feast? The Chinese food feast? Oh no. Oh shoot. I did get some sauce on my pants. There was some sauce that somehow hit my pants. I don't know how. But indeed it did. And it's not even coming off. So I guess I'm gonna have to wash these pants tonight. Dang it. Yeah. My left leg is completely wet with condensation and my right leg has a sauce stain. Unacceptable. I was supposed to be cleanly. Feasting and partaking in this food with you. I've blown it. Alright, well.
Then the daily wrap was only 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Imagine that. He gets all that money and it's a smaller daily wrap. And he puts the title as Mega Man Marathon was a huge success. Remember when it was a Rageathon? I remember. And then he tweets this out. Great Mega Man Marathon today, so enjoy the vids as they go live. Tomorrow, get back to a normal schedule of Dark Souls 1 with mods on the first stream, and the continuation of Killer Frequency on the late shift. See you then. And that brings us to Thursday. And look at that, DSP in his chat, hungover. But he says, it's not because he's hungover, it's because he's getting older. Now imagine that, the gambling, alcoholic, food addicted, 42-year-old is not feeling well after a night of drinking. What a shocker. What a shocker. Then DSP goes on to claim that detractors doxed him. We have Dragon. Chat. I searched where DSP lives and it actually says Washington. DSP. Yeah, detractors doxed me 1 week after moving here in 2014. DSP. Big news, I'm moving to Seattle area in Washington, August 24th, 2014. DSP. Here in Renton. Who did what now, Phil?
The boss says, you're not even kidding. I typed in where does... The boss says, you're not even kidding. I typed in where does DSP live and it actually says Washington. When did they dox you? They doxed me the week I moved in. I moved here summer of 2014. So over 10 years ago, they doxed me that week. They just posted my fucking email address up all over the internet. They made entire YouTube channels with my address as the title.
I've got huge news for everyone. Incredibly huge news. This is basically the official announcement. But, yeah. We have now officially come to terms on the purchase of a home near Seattle, Washington, which means that there is an impending closure coming, and I will be moving to the Seattle, Washington area within the next couple of months. I've finally gotten all the documentation I need to get my car registered in the state of Washington. Yes, finally, the car dealership that blew off my phone calls for 2 weeks mailed me the request form to get a copy of the title of my car to send it to the office here in Renton, and I have my driver's license now, and I have the registration copy. I have everything I need to go get this freaking car registered.
The Dragon, DSP, this is a podcast, so I have the right to give my opinion. Meanwhile, any opinion Detractors has on any podcast will be considered a lie.
Anyway, thank you for the first tip of the day. Again, someone I'm sure will correct me and say, Phil, you're a complete dunce and a moron because you don't understand anything about it, so you should just keep your big mouth shut. However, this is a podcast, so I have the right to give my opinion on anything. That's just my uneducated take on it, and feel free to eviscerate me in the comments. Okay.
Then the day before, DSP talked about Assassin's Creed Shadow being delayed yet again. And this is how he titles his video about that. DSP destroys Assassin's Creed Shadows as it gets delayed yet again. Then DSP goes on to say that the Argentina restaurant near him closed.
Argentinian? I don't know if there is Argentinian. Someone said, what about Argentinian? Let's look. No. There was an Argentinian restaurant and it closed. So there's no Argentinian food around here, sadly. I just looked. Not available. That sucks.
Then we have a clip from Snore Hogan. DSP gives a brain-dead dented take on the California wildfires.
Place I would ever want to live. If you know that historically there's a high chance that eventually there's going to be fires that are going to take your house out, why would you want to live there? It's not like this is, oh, this randomly happened and it was shocking. You hear about LA fires every year. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's like this affluence thing. If you're rich, you want to take the chance of having the luxury house, but it might burn down. I don't know. It sounds weird to me. Like I said, I would not want to be in any kind of a high risk area or anything like that. Anyway, so I received a $7 tip. I'll be honest, I do think this is kind of in bad taste.
Then King Bill Purnell points this out. Washington is home to 5 active volcanoes, which can pose a variety of risks to the communities around them. Then it goes on to say how Renton might not be directly impacted, but could still face disruption from a volcanic ash release. Then we see here tsunamis have hit Washington in the past, and will happen again in the future. DSP then went on to say that Mongolian food near him is bullshit, because it's Chinese food. He also said that he'll be open to bringing back some of his other shows from the past, except Cooking with the King. He won't because of the trolls, and he hasn't cooked in a while, so he doesn't know if he'll be able to do a recipe. Then he went on to say that there's no European food around him. And we see some German restaurants in Renton, Washington here. He went on to claim that Assassin's Creed 2 was authentic to Italy. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this always comes back. It's amazing how many times it comes back after he gets wailed out. Almost like he's spending that money already and needs to make up for it. Chargebacks are back, baby. This is something I don't think we've seen since Kino came into play. At the start of the year, we're hitting all the classic pre-Kino excuses and scams. Then he went on to describe a sandwich as a handheld bread. We then get to Dark Souls 1 with mods. Meow Block stands directly in front of bad guy, tries to heal, bad guy punishes him. DSP, oh my god, what the? They made this harder, dude.
Wow, what range? I'm rolling, he's still hitting me. Don't you love it? I told you I can't heal. The heals have been made so bad with this version of the game to make it harder that it's like every time you heal, they just hit you right back anyway. It doesn't matter. You gotta run to like another fucking room in order to heal now.
And we have Duty. A snack for later. A beautiful mess adds on to it. Wiped it on his Zelda jammies.
nose itches. Let me get him up on the leaderboard here. There was no way to regain my footing. Once he hit me with the arrow, I was already on a point where you couldn't get solid footing, so...
And would you look at that? Day after an event. Looks like they're tapped out. He's not getting money now. And he's only at $48. That's not gonna do it, dudes. With Otter, you can tell DSP is fuming about only having $48 so far, as he's essentially sitting in silence, angrily playing Dark Souls. Then we have this message in chat from Chili Dog. Dang, dude. I walked into work 20 minutes late, told my boss I was going to use the restroom, and then we could begin work. I did nothing wrong. Then we have Iron Ice Coffee, Hypnotic Chef. Let's get some support going, guys. Look at that. Amazing. 192 people watching. Hidden bottom of the barrel there, Phil. Then it looks like DSP's Dark Soul character has RGB shoes. And then the money was still not coming in, and DSP's getting angry despite getting around $1,500 in the past 2 days. Well guys, it's been a while since anyone gave me money. It's always amusing that you can just check in on DSP at the top of the hour for a bag.
Okay, I'm back. Well, everyone, it's been quite a while since we had any kind of support come in. It would be great if you're enjoying the mod run of Dark Souls 1 if you could support the stream. Again, if you're on YouTube, you got super chats, you got super stickers, you got memberships and gifted memberships. If you're on Kick, you got subs and gifted subs. And if you're on either, you can tip. All right, that's a third-party thing. So please support in some way. Still got about 2 hours left on today's stream of gameplay. We're definitely gonna beat the Painted World. It's not that long. Yeah, please support if you can, and let's keep going. You're about to take off, Jinx. Thanks for helping out, Jinx. Have a good day of travel, and wish you the best. Okay.
Then we have Meow Block. He's like that little kid that always, like, hey, can I show you something? Then when he does, you do that very sarcastic, whoa, cool, buddy.
My only regret using my AI background removal tool is you guys can't see my nice RGBs on my mic. Would you like to see my RGBs? Look at my RGBs. See, they move when I talk. They're orange and yellow today to match the lava background of my setup. But you can't see it because I'm using the background removal tool. How unfortunate.
And then money was still not coming in. We have a quote from DSP. Okay guys, we're in the finale now. Last chance to support. Sure would be great to get 50 bucks, but it doesn't look like we will. Then the stream ended and he was at $48. Now the question is, does this mean he's gonna wage quit this? Because remember, he said he can only play games that people attend, which he's at 192 viewers I think, and that people support. He didn't even hit $50, just saying. Then the night stream came, it was Killer Frequency, and he said he won't play Killer Frequency tonight on mouse and keyboard because it's too much work to move his desk tray, which is on wheels, to his setup. Basically, he's going like 10 feet and it's on wheels. Lazy, lazy, lazy. Then Banana Jones, DSP really deadass mentioned radio serials when talking about Killer Frequency, as if this shit is the 1930s or some stupid shit like that. And you'll never believe this, guys. His night stream was also low supported. I know, I'm shocked too. And DSP's gonna go on to claim, it's not a big deal, but I need to hit the goals. So support if you can, but it's not the end of the world.
But also, just to preface this, one of the lowest support days I've had in ages. Not that this is the end of the world at all, or even really a bad thing. I've had so many great support days recently, where we were hitting 1, 2, 3 or more goals a day. So it doesn't really matter that we had an off day, as long as this doesn't become a pattern. You know what I mean? It was a great day, gameplay-wise, but we didn't even make 50 bucks of support today. You know, and a lot of people are, well, I wonder why. Well, let's be honest. Support has been amazing recently. I've had several days where we were hitting not only just 1 goal, but 2 or 3 goal rewards in a day. I mean, we just had a marathon yesterday where we had over $700 of support. So I was like, you know, not so surprised if today people coming by were like, well, I supported yesterday, and they couldn't today. It's not a big deal. Okay? Now, killer frequency. What was the attendance like? Do you want to know the truth? I don't even know. I didn't even look. But I would say for those that were there, they were having a good time. Both chats were engaged and being nice and talking about the game. But support was terrible. Support, we made like less than 30 bucks. I'm serious. So all in all today, I didn't even make $100 between both of my streams. That's a bad day. But it's okay to have a day like today when I've had so many good days recently. So I just want you to understand everything's fine. Okay? The only way this will come a area of concern if it keeps happening, right? Like if tomorrow again I have a bad day, and then Sunday I have a bad day. Yeah, then it's gonna be like crap. That's not good. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope that today was just an off day, especially because of the marathon the day before. And yes, I'll be honest, I do hope that you guys will show up tomorrow and engage and support, because today was, you know, so slow. Again, not the end of the world. You know, not horrible, crippling, you know, not like it used to be where I would just freak out every single time we had a slow day. I don't have to freak out because things are good. Like I said, because you guys have supported me so much recently, it's legit not a big deal at all that we had the slow day. But I do hope that things do pick up tomorrow and that we don't endlessly have slow days. So let's see how it goes. Thanks to everyone today who chilled and did support. And let's see how our week ending day is. Hopefully it's a good one. I like to rally and end the week strong, okay?
And then DSP always claims he never drinks soda anymore. But guess what? He has soda in the house, which he says he never has as well. And he's gonna drink it on stream and says that this flavor is good, even though he never drinks soda. DSP then claimed his wife made baked chicken thighs from scratch. And look at that, $29 for the entire stream. Gamerface Gaming. As usual, after a marathon, there is dip on support. It's like the circle of life on Lion King, but it's a circle of begging. It never ends, and we will all die in the end or something, except him. He will keep on begging until the end of the cosmos. And then we have this from Bilbo Teabaggins. What happened to streams starting earlier, so you can spend more time with your wife? Then on the first stream, the Dark Souls stream, Beaver Bother was joking around with DSP saying, oh, if you killed the boss, I'll give you $20, and gave him $2. And said, oh, that's a mistake. I'm going to send you $40, and then gave him $4. It was obviously a joke. And then gave him another tip and said, oh, I put the decimals in the wrong spot, and gave him $1. Well, DSP didn't like that, and he banned him. He's now saying, if you want to get unbanned, you better pay me $80 that you owe me.
Beaver Bother tipped me $1.50 and says, could you unban my YouTube account? I'd like to chat on YouTube. Sure, as soon as you tip me the actual funds you promised me for beating bosses in Dark Souls. So let's see, at first it was 20 bucks and you tipped me 2. Then again it was 20 bucks and you tipped me 2. Then you said 40 bucks and you tipped me 4. But actually you didn't, you only tipped me 1. So as soon as you tip me about $80, maybe I'll consider unbanning you from YouTube since you lied. How about that? How about that? When Beaver Bother stops being a liar, okay, then maybe he'll get unbanned. I mean...
Then DSP throughout the night kept saying, guys, please, support to make up for earlier. And wants the support to keep coming in through the stream. And specifically, he wants tips, because he didn't get much earlier. And look at that, he stayed at $29 the entire stream. And then I put this out. Remember the endless loop of DSP? After 2 low streams, he always gets whales on the next stream. And then DSP in the daily wrap said, one of the lowest supported days I've had in ages. Then if you remember the previous day, his daily wrap was 3 minutes and 27 seconds when he got whaled out. On this day, it was 10 minutes and 21 seconds because support was low and he had to remind people, please don't let this become a pattern. Let's see how the week ended for DSP. But before that, we had this video come out of nowhere. Wheelie Steve. I'm pretty certain he's exploiting disabled people. This is about DSP.
Now there is a number of people who are in Darkside Phil's regulars who are confirmed to be disabled. Like they're physically disabled, maybe they're also mentally disabled, but they are confirmed. and again, I'm not going to name anyone outright, I don't want to, but it is known that several of the regular people who go onto his streams are disabled. 100%. That's not me just guessing, that is, as far as we know, fact. And he doesn't talk to people in a way that you talk to regular adults. This is a 43-year-old man, 42, 43, whatever it is, and he doesn't talk to what you talk to adults like. He talks to his audience like they are literal children.
We're at 177 likes. Let's get it to 200, guys. We're so close. But outside of that, guys, this is it. This is the last hour. This is the final countdown to continue the King Streak. We're at 12 straight. And the only game that let us down was Black Myth Wukong. Please support the stream. Let's keep that streak alive. Let's get a new top tipper at $12 to push us into at least tier 2. All right? And keep going. Let's keep the streak alive and keep it moving. All right, guys. Again, I don't want to harp on it. I don't want to talk on it constantly. Please, let's keep the King Streak alive, all right? We only have an hour left. All right. Ryudo Mastermind, 40 months as a member. Says, I love all your improvements. Keep it up, King. Thank you so much, Ryudo Mastermind. I appreciate that. If you guys are enjoying the stream, we're trying to keep the King's Streak alive today and hit 13 straight streams of hitting my tip skulls. Right now, we only have an hour left on the stream, so please, if you guys can tip today, please do. Let's keep it going. Keep that positivity and momentum moving. It's been great.
I have received an incredibly generous $1.50 tip. All right, guys, we've got about a little over half an hour left on the stream. Okay? Please support it. Last chance to really do so. I was really hoping that this was going to go over well and you guys were going to like it. My first ever modded run in anything. But I'll be honest, I don't think, I don't really think it's working as well as I had hoped. I thought more people would be excited for a modded run that's this challenging, because it's much more challenging than the base game.
Now, I'm not an idiot, all right? I know there's gonna be a couple of people in Darkside Phil's audience who are just, for one reason or another, intent on throwing money at him, and they're perfectly fine. You know what? This isn't about them. The point I'm getting at is that having looked at Phil as much as I have over the last few months, and believe me, I have obliterated my YouTube algorithm for this. Like, my YouTube search is fucking inundated with DSP. I have ruined the results that I'm going to be getting from YouTube recommends for the next several months. I'm just going to be getting DSP content constantly fired at me. So I've been watching a lot of this guy's shit. And I really do think he is going after, targeting, and segmenting the most vulnerable people who will come across him. And fuck, like, I don't want to sit here and make myself like the chairman of disabled people. But at the same time, I feel like somebody who is disabled needs to actually call this out. Because if anybody... See, DSP will often say that people can go into, and, go into his chat, and normal people go into his chat, right? But like I say, if a regular person goes into DSP chat and they bring up anything that might be oppositional to DSP, even just a smidge, well, DSP has an answer for that.
Yeah, how about this? Banned. Gone. Forever. Because I don't put up with your fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, that's it. You're not going to be able to bring up any concerns you might have to DSP, because he will immediately just fuck you off. No, not interested. And so, there's no way to communicate with DSP. Unless you're licking his ass. Oh, then he'll be more than reciprocal. But to hear DSP talk about everything, you would think that, no, all of the people who are giving him money, they're just people who enjoy his content, guys. They love his content. He's just so good and so beloved. But just a very, very quick check online, you will see that that's not true.
And then DSP actually responded to this. And the timing at the end, who he says hi to, is absolutely incredible.
He's a disabled guy who called you out for manipulating disabled people into giving you money? Wow. So apparently, just listen to this. I am some kind of amazing, like, mind control person who I can reach out to you through the internet and control your minds, okay? And force you to do things against your will. Specifically disabled people, too. Somehow I magically know if you watching are disabled or not. And I'm targeting specifically just the disabled people. Does this sound like any logical statement that any human would make? Or does this sound like a bunch of drama bullshit by someone who's desperate? Thank you. Okay, now we can move on. What's going on? Good morning, Jade. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome.
Then we have a quote from DSP. If every single person who brought up something negative about me or made fun of me, if every single one of those people I made my enemy, I would have no one to talk to. Then DSP was getting ready to do his DSP Tries It, and he complains that the food is too expensive. Now keep in mind, all the money that his viewers have given him, all the money he got from the past 2 days, or 3 days, the marathon money, the smart guy money, it's almost like it's all gone and he spent it all. But of course, with DSP, he saves his money, right, dude?
Okay, food is ordered, coming between 3:30 and 4 p.m. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it was quite expensive. So please support the stream today, guys. Really, like, let's hit the goal today, so that we can, you know, not have a negative impact today on the streams, because that was really expensive, that food. That's not something we would order all the time because it is expensive. But yeah, okay.
Then after that, DSP's been talking about support for the last 15 minutes. No amount of money is ever enough. Then he was asking his audience for an 8-bit style avatar of himself. We have Snort Tech USA, Snort Hogan, who says Kid Film already has DSP covered. And we see a rendition of RTU fucking Phil and Kino Casino double teaming Phil. He then retcons himself and says his trolls back in the day were not as bad as the one he has now. Then DSP announced he got into the Elden Ring beta game. DSP used 4 emails to sign up and got 2 confirmations to get in. Then DSP said in Connecticut how he tested an arcade 1-up cabinet at a friend's. And then Real Dead points out Phil moved in 2014 and they came out 2018. Imagine that, Phil lied again. What a shocker. Then this is another lie that DSP keeps telling people, how he was one of the first English speaking people online to play Yakuza. And it was only Japanese people who played it. Then we see DSPGAMING, June 8th, 2015. Then we have 2 best friends play Yakuza 4, December 11th, 2013. Now despite DSP getting wailed out this week, he had 2 streams that were low, and he's hoping to bounce back from that.
So, I'm excited for that. I hope that, you know, we hit it and we can do this fun event as soon as possible. Now, how do we make that happen? Support the stream. Remember, I don't have any advertisements running for products. I don't plug stuff. I don't give you referral codes. There's no, you know, Dollar Shave Club, electric toothbrush, manscaping ads on the edge of my podcast, because I don't want that crap on here. I want you here to hang out with me and have a good time. That's the whole point of my content, not me getting filthy rich on sponsorships, making money like a lot of other people. So, because there's none of that, I rely on you and your crowdfunding to keep afloat. So please support the stream today. Unlike yesterday, I would like to bounce back and have a well-supported day. Particularly to end my week, that would be a nice thing to leave here with on my day off tomorrow. So how can you do that? Super chats and super stickers, memberships and gifted memberships on YouTube, subs and gifted subs on Kick, or tips, which can be through PayPal, and anyone can do those. All right, tips, very easy. Just look at the description of the streams, or the panels on Kick has a panel for that, or you can use the tip command in the YouTube chat if you want the direct link to it. All right, please contribute today. You know, the sooner rather than later as well, because the sooner we hit the goal, I don't have to mention it. We could just relax and have a good, relaxing, you know, stream together, and not have to worry about, oh, can we hit the goal? Can we do? I don't want to do that. You know, I'd rather just play the game and have a good time. But you know, this is a business as well as a hobby. I have to push that stuff. You know, cause and effect, right? I get support. I'm able to keep doing what I love for a living, and you get more content. So there you go. Okay.
Then DSP played Indiana Jones. Jinx was in the chat, and people kept telling Jinx, "Come on, let's go, give him support," to the point where they were harassing him, and he had to tag DSP. And this is DSP's response.
Of course, Jinx. Keep in mind, Jinx, they're not talking shit. What they're trying to do is they're like, oh, I hope Jinx will support the stream and save the stream today and blah, blah, blah. It's like, Why would you just sit there and say that? You could easily do it yourself, right? Like, just so dumb. It's just a dumb way to act.
JG win. If nothing comes in the next 20 or so minutes by the YouTube split, I think DSP will pop off, starting with a now guys. And now DSP is referring to $50 as tier 1 again. Remember, 1 or 2 weeks ago, $150 was referred to as tier 1, $300 as tier 2, and $450 as tier 3. Now we're back to $50 is tier 1. Then DSP got the $50. So what's the natural thing that DSP does? He now asks for $100. And guess what, guys? We have brand new people that have never talked in chat before, never been to a stream, but all of a sudden is wailing out on DSP. Not suspicious at all.
Okay? Now, guys, this is the last part of this stream, okay? About another, like I said, we're gonna do 45 minutes to an hour of gameplay, and then I'm doing DSP Tries It. Please support the stream. Thank you to Vitus who's supporting right now. Really appreciate you. Yesterday was a very slow day. Today, obviously, I wanted things to pick up, but I am playing Indiana Jones, which I know is not necessarily the viewer favorite right now. But if you could support, please do. If you can get me to $100, I'd be very pleased. If we don't go above 100, that's okay. You know, I'm not gonna hit the goal every stream, but at least 100 would be nice. We could do that. All right. Thank you. Mr. Singh just did a super chat, $1. Thank you, Mr. Singh, for $1.
And then right after that, gets $100. And guess what happens after that? Come on, guys, let's get $150 now. He gets that, and guess what happens after that? Come on, guys, let's get $300 going. Remember in that video when he said, I would be happy for $100? Now he's asking for $300. And he finally got his food, he did a DSP Tries It, and this is the result of his robust, flavorful content.
Now, the thing is, I would like to try a packet of sauce on it. The problem is, it's a packet of sauce. It's probably going to go everywhere. I'm going to give it a shot, though.
Says it's cilantro sauce. It's a creamy sauce. I thought it was gonna be like a transparent condiment. No, it's a very creamy green sauce. And I'm squirting it all right in there. Oh man, it's getting everywhere.
It's a very thick, creamy green sauce. Okay. It's pretty good. It's tangy, but man, I definitely taste cream.
But also, I taste the cilantro.
You know what it's kind of like? Cilantro mayonnaise. It's delicious.
Then we get to the night stream, Street Fighter 6. JG win. DSP wins a match with pattern play, Scrubby wake up supers, etc. And he's the best player in the world. DSP starts to lose or loses a match. It's dropped input, lag, can't block, netcode, etc. It's hilarious. Then we have this in chat by Rusted Blade Games. I think the idea is to keep your hands on the fight stick. And my god, it's growing bigger and bigger. Look at that spot on the back of his head. Then of course, he has to have his weekly match with Raw Phil. Raw Phil just came back from being one hit off death and destroyed DSP's entire health bar to come back. This dude is god tier. And then support was low again, can you believe it? And he launched into an angry bag, but then tried to make it into a joke. I'm just joking, guys. And this is what he does. He says what he wants to say in an angry way. The mask is off. But then he catches himself and goes, oh, I'm just joking, dudes. And then during one match, DSP said, I'm not doing anything while playing Street Fighter 6. JG win. That means you lost the match, DSP, when you don't fight back in any fighting game. We got Dragon. Chat. Is it possible you will play Stellar Blade? DSP, no, because you all hated it when I played it at Christmas. And he points out, if I remember correctly, Phil was very negative towards the game the entire time he played Stellar Blade on Christmas. Yeah, he was dressed as Santa Claus, and he made it into a big joke, and he intentionally played bad, even more so than DSP usually does, to make the game look bad, so he didn't have to play it.
I received a $4.20 tip. Is Stellar Blade still a possibility? No. People have said they don't want it after I played it at Christmas. I'm not going to torture people who have outright said they changed their opinions and don't want it, so I'm not going to play it. All that's going to happen is I'm not going to like it, you're not going to like it, everyone's going to complain, so I'd rather do anything else so people will not complain. So there you go. People could have had it, but then they wanted it during Christmas. I said, I told them, I said, I think it's a bad idea, but if you guys want it during Christmas, I'll play it. And then after playing that hour, everyone's like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? It was going to be entertaining? No, it's going to be me actually winning in the game, but saying it's not very good, because that's the truth. Like, the combat is meh. I don't really like it that much. The graphics are good, but this plot is non-existent. The monsters are kind of crappy and generic. Very repetitive gameplay. I'm not going to enjoy it, just like I don't enjoy any games of that genre. Look, I didn't even play Black Myth Wukong. I quit at three chapters in. So, you know, it's going to be the same no matter what. You know, it ain't going to change my mind.
Then, of course, DSP playing Street Fighter 6, there's always the toxic element. And this stream is no exception.
She didn't even do that. That's the thing. She did not do anything. She drive rushed and she pressed a button. The game dropped the input and it rewarded her. She got rewarded for a dropped move. That's what's wrong with this character. This character is rewarded for false moves because the character is so poorly designed. What a terrible fucking player. Again, piece of shit, flowchart, keep doing non-stop attacks, can't stop it, even if I perfect fucking parry, still get hit because the character is busted. Wow. Congrats, you wasted like 2 minutes of everyone's life. We all could have been doing something more productive than watch you mash out like a fucking scrub, you stupid pattern-playing bitch who doesn't understand how to play fighting games. What a waste of everyone's fucking time.
Then, DSP. Street Fighter 6 was good the first 6 to 8 months. And Dragon, the time period when he didn't face highly ranked and skilled players yet.
So bad. These fucking terrible players, and this game has just degraded so badly into garbage. It's not a good game anymore. It was the first, 6 to 8 months. And then arguably when they rebalanced it again, it was good. And now it's just awful. This is just drivel. Like the fucking bottom of the barrel fighting game.
Then we have this comment on one of his videos. Your wife, who is primarily home when you do these, talking about DSP tries it, could easily go and get off her ass and get the food for you. Not only will you pay half the price, but it opens up the things that are not on the delivery app. This is very weird. And that was the week for DSP. If you guys like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe my other channels on the details of the end cards, and as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.
Waking up to empty screens, press record but got no scenes. Once so bright those pixels gleamed, now it's just a shattered dream. Play the game acts all tough, but behind the mask it's rough. Begging for those donations, fake smiles and frustrations. Where did all the laughter go in the light of a dying show? Please throw coins my way, maybe I'll stream another day. Running lag and broken mics, through the lows and recent spikes. Counting subs like counting sheep, in a nightmare I can't keep. Where did all the go in the light of a dying show? Please throw coins my way, maybe I'll stream another day. Leaving lag and broken mics, through the lows and recent spikes. Counting subs like counting sheep, in a nightmare I can't keep. Where did all the laughter go in the light of a dying show? Please throw coins my way, maybe I'll stream another day. Needs and dreams are all I've left. In this game I'm just a theft. Whispering lies into the cam, hoping one day I'll be grand. Waking up to empty screens, press record but got no scenes. Once so bright those pixels gleamed, now it's just a shattered dream. Play the game act all tough, but behind the mask it's rough. Begging for those donations, fake smiles and frustrations. Where did all the laughter go in the light of a dying show? Please throw coins my way, maybe I'll stream another day. Running lag and broken mics, through the lows and recent spikes. Counting subs like counting sheep, in a nightmare I can't keep. Where did all the laughter go in the light of a dying show? Please throw coins my way, maybe I'll stream another day. Leaving lag and broken mics, through the lows and recent spikes. Counting subs like counting sheep, in a nightmare I can't keep. Where